Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Broken Broke stream with
Just this intro intro screen. For some reason, some layers
we're
are off or
we are
something. I
very
don't know.
not even bespoke. Very broke. Very broke. No bespoke. Yes. So
The,
yes, we are back again.
oh no! So you
A little
reminded
bit
me of
earlier again.
woke, broke, bespoke.
Yeah, woke, broke, bespoke. Yeah. I fucking love that meme. But yeah, we're back again. We're trying the hour earlier time frame again. This time with a shorter video,
Mm-hmm.
so we should hopefully not be so
Out of it,
completely
at least
fucked.
me at least, because you're
Yeah, you at least. I mean, I'll be
yeah.
fine. Yeah. See,
Well,
I'm yawning because I got
yeah, that's right now. Now I'm
like an
full of
hour ago.
energy. So Naretsu, did you
I was
know
talking.
that Nintendo had the Meet Me Tomodachi Life direct
Oh
introduction
yeah.
thing, and there was a total
Oh
woke
yeah.
victory. Woke has won.
Yeah, I kind of heard some stuff about that, but then I also heard that Nintendo censored that superhero game that everyone that's woke likes. So they've gone back, they balanced it out, Ellie. They
Yeah, I
balanced it out.
guess.
They're not fully woke. They're bespoke. They've become bespoke, right?
Well,
Because because they were like, yeah, dispatch. Roman. But
hey,
okay, so the TLDR on that is it's become a bit of a he said she said because so here's the general gist. So Dispatch has like a censored version and a non-censored version,
yeah,
right? And it's a toggle in the game, right? And that's mostly for like streamers because you don't really want to have open dicks in the game, right? Um, so when they wanted to bring it over to the Switch, right? What happened was they released the censored version
mm,
without the uncensored version, right? Which it also censors the profanity as well. So it
and
just
some middle
censors
fingers
everything.
and something.
And there's no toggle to like, oh, like, because I would have understood if it was just the nudity, right? Like if they'd just done the nudity and then you could still have the profanity, right?
Mm,
Even though you have games like The Witcher and GTA and whatnot. I think GTA is on the Switch. I don't know. You've got mature games on the Switch that have nudity in them, right? So it's not like you can't have nudity on the Switch, right?
yeah.
However, you for some reason they decided to release just the hard censored version with no toggles or
Yeah,
customizations or
and
anything.
from what I'm
So this obviously
told
causes. Oh,
is
sorry.
from what I'm told, it's the same version as the PlayStation version, so it's not even really
Well, I don't
Nintendo
know about
thing.
that. I don't know. Like the only time I've heard about this is when I glance at Twitter for 2 seconds in between infield sessions. So
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the same as the PlayStation version or not. But basically, people got really mad about this for some reason. I don't know why the Switch version in particular was the reason people got really mad about it, but I guess no one cares about the PlayStation version or whatever. Um, but essentially, what happened is there was a massive fucking drama, right, as there is, and when we me as in the anti-censorship people, when we are like, oh yeah, censorship's bad, we need to do something about it, oh it's so bad, oh companies please fucking stop being dumb fucks, right? Oh,
Hmm.
we get mocked and we get called chuds and we get called right wing for wanting itchy games, right? That's usually what happens when it's the safe horny dispatch. The safe horny dispatch game with the superheroes and the profanity and the dicks flopping around, right? Suddenly it's all like, oh yeah, don't worry guys, we're totally talking with Nintendo, we're gonna sort it out in like 2 days, right? Suddenly it's all, we can get this
Oh, they
ironed
didn't. All
out, guys.
right.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it sorted. Well, that's the most recent update, right? That's the most recent update on it. Yeah, I just saw that in the chat. Sony did not even censor it. Yeah. Again, I don't know. Because I don't follow this
Yeah.
outside of what I glance. But
So
from what I read, from what I read, the current most recent update is the dispatch guys are blaming Zero for this, the Japanese ratings board, which I could understand for a Japanese version, right? Because you'd have to censor the dicks and whatnot in that, right? Because
I can give some.
But
we can skip forward a little bit, right? If we want to talk about Zero and Zero did it, and we're talking about Nintendo and see if the or international version will get uncensored versions, etc. I'm not sure what the PEGI rating is or the or was
I
it
think
ESC?
it's let me have a look.
But anyway, regardless, real quick, I can see why Japan might be the center because Nintendo of Japan has been gathering, the power over the last few years.
Well, my
Since-
thing is no. So here's my let me give my interpretation of this. What I think actually happened was they are lazy fucks, and they didn't want to make a separate version of the game for different regions, so they just released the censored version for everyone. And now they're trying to blame the Japanese ratings board and Nintendo by proxy for the fact that they had to censor the game on the Switch when they probably could have gotten away with it if they had just made separate versions for different regions, like literally every other fucking developer that does, right? like Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil has a version for Japan that has less gore and dead bodies and stuff in it because of censorship related stuff with Zero, right? And look, you can have disagreements with that, and I do, right? I don't like censorship at all. However, when it comes to, I'm a bit more, maybe not necessarily lenient, but understanding when it's like you literally can't do anything about it, right? Because you literally, like, what are you going to do? Change Japanese law, right? Like, what are you going to do about that, right? You can't just scream at Japan to change the law. But if it's, we're just lazy fucks and we don't want to have to manage multiple versions of the game because of reasons or whatever, that then I think that's on them. I think that's on the devs, frankly. I think they should. Yeah, I'm not late. You are. Yeah, don't worry, Sam. We're all good. We're talking about the dispatch stuff.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, I think it's on the devs. I think it's on the devs. I don't think it's actually. Yeah, I don't think it's Nintendo, and I don't think it's actually,
Well, I was going to say that it might be Nintendo a little bit because I saw saying that Nintendo of Japan is gathering the power. The headquarters of Nintendo has been gathering power, and fun fact that I didn't realize for a while that Reggie Fils-Aimé, he was never president of Nintendo of America. There hasn't been or Reggie was the president of Nintendo of America, or he wasn't. Regardless, there hasn't been a CEO. The boss of Nintendo of America hasn't been there for years. Reggie wasn't even one, I think. And then Bowser, but Bowser was also not head of Nintendo of America. There wasn't one. And since a month or so, there is finally a boss of Nintendo of America.
Yeah, I think I saw that it was some chick or whatever.
Yeah, a woman got the job, and she's been there since forever or whatever.
Yeah, because I saw the news about it, but that's all I know about her is that she's a chick. I don't know what else she's done. So.
She is. It was announced like months ago that she'll be be a big boss of Nintendo of America. But she's been there for years and years, and from middle management to now boss.
Like,
or
I'm
something.
sure, I'm sure she'll do fine, but I don't think it's some grand conspiracy, and I don't think Nintendo is like.
I would more believe that Bowser being boss is a conspiracy.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo Japan was like, "Hey, if you want to release this in Japan, you're gonna have to censor the cocks or whatever, right?" And I think the devs just decided to be fucking lazy and be like, "Oh, we'll just release the censored version for everyone," and that's pissed everyone off because like you can buy the PC version, and the PC version doesn't, has the toggles, so you can switch the censorship on and off, right? But and so I've looked it up. It doesn't have a rating in the United Kingdom, but it's a M rating in the United States. So it is classified as a mature.
But whatever. So enough about games we didn't play. Naretsu, you played Enfield?
I played a shitload.
And I played
so much fucking Enfield.
And I got
holy shit.
I got into Helldivers 2 again. I was logging in to get those medals to spend them before you reach your cap, and then every more medals you get from major orders you didn't partake in are just wasted, right? They vanish in the ether. So I was logging in, getting the medals, and then, well, if I'm already here, let's do one match. Let's do a couple, and let's get in the rhythm of playing like 6 games, 6 drops a day. So I'm big into Helldivers 2 again. I was saying last week I was going to paint the figurines, like the free run 3D prints I had. Turns out that the paint I have is terrible paint for figurines, so I ordered some better ones. I haven't got around to painting them because, you want a nice few hours, not one right after your office job where you're still learning how to do office job. Although I'm getting better. I'm catching meetings and whatnot, and I'm now certified. How do you say it? I'm a certification master. Document.
Nice.
Master of certifications.
Cool.
Something like that. Anyway, I can by the authority granted to me, I can tell you that thing has to be thrown out. It's no longer meeting safety standards. So you shall address me as master now, because that's a title I very appropriate for what the topic of this video is, unless you have something more to say, Naretsu.
Yes. Well, like I said, I've been just infielding, just max infield maxing, Ellie. The factory must grow. Slap down
in your limited area.
Fucking. Yeah. My 4 limited areas. But it's good. It's the infield do be infielding. It is a very, very fun time. There is a lot of content though, which I was talking about it in the pre-show, but I appreciate the fact that there is a lot of content, but I feel like it is probably a bit much for people because there's just so much to do, like different mechanics and different fucking play styles and different fucking different things to do, right? It does kind of get a little overwhelming, I feel. So I mean, we'll see how it is when I get to, because this is the thing with gacha games, right? Is once you get into kind of the late game where you've kind of completed most of everything and you are just kind of doing the dailies, it'll be interesting to see what the daily grind is going to be for it. But so far, like, I haven't even gone to the next fucking area yet. I'm still in Valley 4 doing side shit and playing around with a bunch of other stuff now that I've finished the story up to that point and done some of the narrative side quests and stuff. So it's I think it's really good, but it's probably not going to be a game for everyone, right? But it is also very weird that we're doing all of this colonization, Ali. We're spreading the originium and doing all that shit, but there's no slavery. It's the missing element, right? We're not enslaving the local populace, and in this new world, right? In this new world, we find ourselves
a different world.
Yeah. So I guess we'll flip on over to video time.
Yeah.
So this is one that popped up. It is American propaganda, Chinese-made game that is American propaganda. Hey, I mean, I've heard that those like I don't know if you've heard about how like Chinese World War II movies always portray America as like based in like fucking cool as fuck, even if they're the bad guys. It's fucking great. But anyway, so this came up. So there was a tweet that showed up on my feed that was something like, in the year of our Lord 2026, we're still talking about slavery and isekai. And this was a video that showed up, and I did like a search for it, and I found like at least two, this and another video that would be good to cover.
Mm-hmm.
And there has been like an uptick in isekai slavery videos in the last like month or
which is odd because there's not too many isekais right now.
There hasn't really been like any, like, can you think of an isekai that's come out in the last like little bit that actually, has slavery in it, like in any capacity? Like not really.
No,
I can't really think of anything
well,
off the top of my head.
If you count like 4th season, then you got Shield Hero, but besides that, right?
Yeah, but that even that hasn't like really had like the slavery angle show up a whole lot, right? So it is kind of weird that people are getting a little bit, uppity about it. I'm not sure what's kind of going on there, but nevertheless, apparently it is the new algorithm catcher. So everyone wants to do the slavery.
Are these new videos? You'll know better than me, I think.
Well, this is what I mean. Like, if I typed in like, I could do it again actually, just before we start this one, because this is a short video anyway, so we've got time. Slavery in isekai. So 2 weeks ago, this is the one we're covering. 2 weeks ago, and then there's a bunch of shorts. Mother's Basement video from 3 years ago. A few of them. Anime has a slavery problem from a month ago. This is a problem. The thumbnails keep fucking changing all the time.
Yeah, I saw. I think even I have the option to have multiple thumbnails. Or
stop ignoring isekais. Stop ignoring isekai slavery issue 8 months ago. Isekai stories are ruining anime 6 months ago.
I'm not sure if that is
villainous isekai, the oversaturation of a subversion trope 9 months ago. So I don't know, something like 6 or 7 months ago triggered like a resurgence.
I can add like 2 more thumbnails to each thumbnail, so I can have 3 thumbnails for the same video. That's how you trick people.
Yeah.
Also, and different titles even. You can have 3 titles or 3 thumbnails.
I think it's an algorithm. I think it's an algorithm trick where you like change your shit and it causes you to get fucking pushed into the feeds or some shit. I'm not 100 on it, but that's like something that I've heard that YouTubers do now, is they like change their thumbnails and shit. I've seen it happen on a number of occasions. So getting back to the topic at hand, right? Yeah, so this was one of the ones that was in that tweet specifically, and I thought, yeah, this was getting back to basics, a classic topic for us. We haven't covered an isekai slavery video in a while. I think the last one was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I feel. And if you don't count Mother's Basement doing whatever he does. So yeah, I will grab the can. Got a very, very nice one. Let's just see what we got. Oh, this one's kind of hard to grab. Oh, come here. I'm struggling. I cut my nails recently, so I'm a little bit. Yeah, I have to kind of struggle to get this fucking thing. Hang on. Oh, god damn. I'm actually struggling. Oh, here we go. I've got it now. There we go. That's what we want to hear. All right. So this one is The Anime Slavery Problem by a guy called Direwire.
Let me zoom. I don't see. I guess
I'll check his. We'll do a quick channel check.
Direwire.
Crash Royale sucks and I hate it. This is your brain on Night Train, Elden Ring. Touring private school while I tell you about Sekiro. Wonder if our boy's a zoomer. Marvel Rivals.
You can use Blender at least.
He's a very he's a small channel. He only started uploading about a year ago, so he's relatively new. Let's see if he's good. Let's see if he's got good. We'll see if he's good. We'll see if he's good. So
okay, I'm crossing the road now. I sure hope a truck doesn't come out of nowhere and kill me, sending me to another world full of magic and sexy elf women. That'd really suck. Hello?
Hey, it did happen.
Isekai. You love them, you hate them, they're good, they're bad, most of the time they're bad, but it doesn't matter because they're so fun you keep coming back for more. Who does?
Well, if they're so fucking fun, even though they're bad, why are they bad? They're not bad then, are they?
They're often very interesting premises to use. And whether they're handled nicely or interestingly is a separate question.
Because some of them are bad, right? But at the same time, I feel like again it's the over exaggeration problem, right? Where there's not really as much of them as people think there are, and I think the track record seems to suggest that most of them are okay. They're not terrible.
I mean, there has been and always has been, there are and always has been more romance comedy shows each season. So
yeah, Itchy, Hiram, the classic.
Well, not even those, just that's regular. Good. Because I was planning towards 5 of them this season. I only ended up with 2 or so, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Although there has been a couple that are hidden Yuris, right? The hidden Yuri shows have shown up. But we'll talk about that later when we get to.
Doesn't like the idea of going on an adventure in another world, learning magic, making friends, and sometimes more on the way to fight the Demon King.
I will comment that I do like this guy's style. I think this is kind of cool. I like the blender, little animations. I think it shows that the man's got talent, right? It shows that the man's got talent.
He can animate. I did feel...
Yeah, he's got a craft. He's using his craft for his video, right? I'm assuming that's probably why. I'll let you go, but I assume that's probably why this is only a 9-minute 20 video, because he probably put most of his effort into doing the animation here, and it probably took him quite a while to do it, right? So again, I will, I give credit.
And I will compliment for because I cannot do it. I will compliment his animations where he was flung out and funny physics, and then the landing and him landing in this pose right next to the big word of isekai was nice. So good animation, my man. You're good enough to impress me.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. That's all right.
Either that or farming. It's a weird number of isekai about farming. 99% of isekai can be described with one word. Trash.
Oh, you're losing me. You're losing me.
You're losing. No, we were just complimenting you. No. Oh my god. Well, this is the forever problem. Is how many isekai has he actually watched? Right? Is he actually engaging? Because there's so many like people that don't actually fucking watch anime. You see this on Twitter a lot, where people will just nut off about the most dumb shit, right? Or they'll get mad. Like, I don't know if you saw that. I think, did we talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen thing last week? I think we did.
Though.
We might have. With the whole, like, the Japan side didn't like an episode, and the Western side did like an episode, and then there was a big drama because the hoodweebs got mad at the Japanese and the hoodweebs started being racist, and so the Japanese started being racist in retaliation.
Whatever.
And it became a big race war, and it all stems from the fact that you've got a lot of people. Right, and I don't know about the Japanese side because I don't read the Japanese side as much, but there are definitely a lot of people on the Western side that only fucking consume anime through TikTok. They watch like the short little hype Aura Farm clips, right, and they get like a vague idea of the plot, right. And I had someone after the cast of the week explain to me like why the Japanese side didn't like that episode, and apparently it's because it strips out a lot of character development from the arc that it's covering.
Yeah,
from the manga.
There's
apparently
adaptation things, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's in the bad way, right? Because because this is the thing, and adaptations are not always good, Ellie, right? Adaptations are not always good. And oh, really? Yeah. Well, in this case, again, I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't read Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't really particularly care about Jujutsu Kaisen, right? But so again, this is my hearsay, right? Is that the adaptation for the anime kind of skips over a lot of important character moments and a lot of important stuff to get to the fights, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine if you're a TikTok hype person that only gives a shit about the fights, right? But if you're an actual fan of the manga, right, and you actually care about the characters and whatnot, I can understand being a little bit, sad that you're not going to get to see like the character development animated or whatever, right? I can get it, right? I can get it. So I understand the Japanese side of it, and I think that there is definitely this divide going on between the sides. But to loop it back to the video and what I was actually talking about with this trash comment, this is why I don't... When someone like this is like, oh, 99% of isekai is trash, right? I have to wonder, have you actually watched 99% of isekai, or have you just heard that it's all trash from like another YouTuber or Twitter or TikTok? Or
Moe is killing anime kind of stuff.
Yeah, like, or have you actually engaged with the thing that you're talking about? Because we have, and like, yeah, there's bad isekai. There's no doubt about it, right? There is definitely bad isekai, and we've talked about bad isekai before. But to say that 99% of it is trash, I feel is just reductive.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
not useful.
Correct.
It doesn't help conversations and all that stuff.
No, it's just being dismissive, right? It's being dismissive of the format and the medium, right? Never knew TikTok's type anime fans. Oh yeah, they fucking... You see them on Twitter, and they're easy to pick out because they usually only talk about the specific moments, right? They don't talk about like what's actually happening in the show, right? Because they're just repeating the same thing that other people are saying, right? And which has been a problem before TikTok, don't get me wrong. AniTube has always had this problem where you have people that will watch like an AniTube review and use that as a substitute for actually watching the show. So like they'll watch like here's my review of so-and-so. It's good. It's great because XYZ. And then you get like 100 people just repeating those same points from that video. It's one of the reasons we started the fucking channel. because we were sick of that shit, and we wanted to kind of counter those narratives, right? So we kind of started the show to criticize
we're the noble anti-heroes of AniTube.
Yeah, the noble anti-heroes of AniTube. Yeah. So yeah, I get it when you're watching a battle shonen, the important part is the battles, but even that has to have some reason behind it. Hell, even the most battle-involved shows have some story. Yeah, exactly. The Batman of AniTube. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what we've established kind of what this man's opinion is. Let's see if he's gonna like actually expand on it, or if it's just gonna be.
They're poorly written self-insert power fantasies, each a carbon copy of every other isekai that's ever been written. You see these? These are all different.
Yeah, I think I see where this is going.
Same could be said from every romance protagonist type deal, or even your spiky hair shonen protagonists. People.
I think, because I get the criticism. However, I think the reason for this is like they're just trying to portray what is considered kind of the average Japanese person.
This is the same same deal. I mean, it's not all right. So it's not necessarily an invalid criticism. I rather like more varied protagonists. In the same vein of you had your bold military man shooter man what
is it, the brown and gray
your brown shooters Xbox. With your bold military man, or short shaven hair military man, and you can pick the military man out. I mean, even the
there was a meme about that years ago, fucking years ago. Where it was like,
even what was it? The High Guard's main character is also he's military man, right? You look at him and he's all right. Military face, military haircut, military stance. He's military man, and he could kind of fit in the same lineup of all the other gray-brown military mans. So yeah, I'm not going to say that it's...
And yeah, and our boy in the chat's correct. Lots of isekai do have unique protagonists, like Oji-san. Yeah. So it does kind of, like, again, how many of these has he actually watched, right? Is he?
Because I'm pretty sure one of them is the irregular, or the irregular that isn't an isekai. You remember that one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
the middle right.
So that just tells me that he picked this meme off the internet and didn't actually.
Of course, this is the meme of the internet. I've seen this image myself also before.
Yeah, and he hasn't actually done any research, and he's just assuming that this is all isekai protagonists, right? When it's not, and even if it was, right, it's just they want to portray like an ordinary guy. Like what? Because here's my question: what does he actually want, right? Does he want like all of them to have different colored hair and different types of spikes? Like one of them's Goku, one of them's like a different kind of guy.
Naruto,
like what do the people that have this criticism actually want, right? Like what is the actual thing that they want in terms of the design critique, right? Should they all be like these wacky fucking, different anime hairstyles and shit, right? Like what is the actual criticism?
No, this is not this, right? So this is a criticism. It's I would even call it, a valid criticism. You can argue successfully that we should have more varied protagonists. Fine, I would not disagree. That's all right. But this is not the actual criticism. Just like I have, Nertsu, a lot of criticism of DSP, right? I can say he bags all the day, and he's lazy, and his streams are always super late, a half hour, and he's blaming the game for everything. And he could, and if he would, and he has in the past, gone, and his setup is trash, and he doesn't use direct capture, and then he goes, all right, I'm using direct capture right now. Therefore, all the criticisms are now invalid, right? Because I did what you want. Now you have no criticisms anymore. And then, no, you have 1,000 other criticisms because your actual criticism is stop being a fucking lazy asshole. Be a good human for once. That's the core of the issue. He's not a good human. Start being a good human, and all these other nitpicks and whatnot. And oh yeah, because we can like people who are lazy. We can like people who blame the game. We can like people who do every bit of bad behavior that, in this case, DSP does. But it's not about every single little criticism about it that are directed at DSP or Isekai in this case. It's about, the core. And the core here is this feeling of, I feel, what I suspect that it's kind of people who say that Isekai is trash and there's like so many of them bad, is that they feel kind of just like Moe attacked by a wave of bad anime that are taking over threats. So they, in a similar vein, use all these little criticism. Oh, the worlds are all fantasy. Oh, when again,
the interesting thing is it doesn't reflect reality at all.
Well, of course, in the DSP case it does, but in the Isekai case, of course, it's way better.
The reason I say that is, like, I look at what I'm watching right now, right? I'm only watching by technicality, right? One Isekai, and that's the priestess falling in love with the priestess got one, and that's only an Isekai in like the loosest sense that the guy is a Isekai protagonist, right? And that's like not even really a focal point of the entire fucking series. It's just, oh yeah, he's a guy from another world, but it only gets brought up like once, So it's Isekai in the loosest of terms, right? The loosest of terms, it's an Isekai.
And even then, you have multiple
what else am I watching? I'm watching Frieren. That's not an Isekai. Everyone loves Frieren. Frieren's great. Sentence to be a Hero. That is just a straight shot fucking fantasy. That's really good. That's fine. Slave Soldier. That's also, again, not an Isekai. That's good. You got Oshi coming out. You got Fire Force coming out. You got the Blind Sorcerer one that I'm probably going to drop. You got Fate coming out. You got fucking playing death games. You got Shamguri, or however the fuck you say it, which is probably going to be my cleavatress of the fucking season, because I'm going to fucking gush over that episode this week. It was so fucking good. Holy fucking shit, right? Like, you've got Roll Over and Die, Darwin, and I'm watching Digimon. Like, I'm watching shit, right? When I'm not playing Infield, I'm watching shit, and most of them aren't even fucking Isekai. I don't have a problem with a million fucking Isekais ruining my anime alley. I'm fucking eating good over here.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
You're eating maybe a little bit too good. All those poor anime studios are dying to to give you all these anime.
Yeah. I'm eating fucking fire right now, right? Like, and this is the problem with these kinds of videos and these kinds of opinions that just kind of spread like a fucking virus, right? Is people don't really like if this guy actually opened up a fucking seasonal chart, right, and went over the stuff like we do and picked out, hey, here's some stuff that might be interesting. I'll watch it. And then maybe later on, hey, if they get word of mouth that something's good, right, they'll jump on, right? If he did that, he'd probably realize that all of this nonsense about Isekai is just fucking bullshit. It's not real. It's a fucking illusion. There's not how I'm sure you could like figure out what each of these characters right on screen right now, what their show was, what year it came out, and it would be like, oh, they all came out over the course of like 10 years or something, or like one a year.
The middle one is Phone. The top right is I believe Ragnarok, and I believe that the middle left is if I remember, I recognize him, but I remember, and I believe that like I said, middle right is the irregular. I believe that's not Isekai, but I might be mistaken. His hair looks a little bit more spikier than I remember the irregular being. And I know top left, but I forgot from which show he was. But Naratsu, um, I try my romance shows. Don't ask me to to recall all those names or faces. That's impossible. And anyway, let's start because we've been on this image.
Let's continue. Yeah, let's see what he's. Let's see who's
characters from different stories. I've read hundreds of isekai.
Have you now? Have you now? Ellie, have you read hundreds of isekai?
I guess I have through the years, but it kind of depends. I kind of doubt his claim. He's read hundreds because there's a lot of time commitment, and you have to actually start seeking
Why
it
would
out.
you? Okay. Yeah. Let me kind of back up a second here, right? Why would you read hundreds, right, of things that you hate and think are like? If you think 99% of them are trash, right? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you why are you reading them? Why are you reading them? Like I'm being serious here, right? Like I don't understand how he thinks that saying this is like, oh, it's a call to like authority or something, right? Like, oh, I've watched a billion anime. I've read a million isekais. Yeah, okay, you wasted a significant portion of the limited amount of time that you have on this earth reading something that you think is trash.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with your life, mate? What are you doing? You could have spent that time animating funny skits in Blender, right? You could have spent that time animating shit in Blender or whatever animation tool you use, right? Why are you spending that time doing reading shit that you think is bad? It doesn't make any sense to me why people are like this, right? Like why and it's not just this guy. It's not just this guy. There's so many fucking people, right? And it would be fine if it was like, oh, I actually do enjoy it. I think it is actually good. But then it becomes a whole, oh, this is trash and so am I fucking Gigguk argument, right? Where it's like, I'm going to shit on the thing that I supposedly like, to the point where it's like, okay, well, if you think it's so fucking shit, why do you even like it in the first place? It doesn't track. It doesn't particularly track with me. I'm not a fan of this kind of attitude. Let's see what he's got to say.
From the most mainstream to the most obscure, suffering in silence from the shitty writing that plagues this genre. Is anyone actually making you read these?
Yeah.
Oh wow, wow! He's making the joke. He's making the joke. Look at that. He's addressing it. Let's see what he says.
I don't know. This just seems like such a non-issue. I will suffer in silence no longer.
All right, no answer.
So he doesn't even. Okay, I get the joke, right? But it's a valid fucking question, right? It is a valid fucking question. Why are you wasting time on something you apparently don't like? What? No one's forced. Again, it's like the yellow man said, right? The yellow paint man. The yellow paint man said that you are not being forced, right? To read the terrible isekai. You can just not read them. You can just ignore them. It's not hard. I managed to not read the shitty isekai. Ellie, are you able to not read shitty isekai?
In the early days of the isekai boom, I started watching, was it Isekai Cheat Magicians? I thought it was interesting because two classmates, male, female, got transported to the isekai and they both started learning magic, and then they weren't really interacting with each other or doing meaningful, I didn't feel like there were meaningful interactions in the world between each other, that there was no real dynamic, so I stopped watching it. Ta-da!
Oh wow! You didn't like a thing, and so you stopped wasting time watching the thing. Holy shit, novel fucking concept, right? But anyway, let's see.
There are dozens of issues to talk about. Boring characters, bad storylines, no stakes, but I am one person and that is a lot of animating, so I'm going to talk about one. The worst one. I don't know if you're ready for what's behind this door. Makes me sick just thinking about it.
Whatever, guy, go on.
Ugh, Ellie is I'm so moral. I'm such a moral man. Oh, I don't. I just. I can't stand this degeneracy in my media, Ellie. You don't.
Oh no! Oh dear!
It's just so disgusting. Disgusting. Anyway, let's see.
Alright everyone, it's time to create the love interest for the main character in I got sent to another world with 1,000 god tier skills, but all I want is a slow life farming magical vegetables. What do we got? Well, she can't have any actual personality. Yeah, she should only be focusing on the main character. We could make her an elf or a cat girl or something and give her
Humongous hungalonga no no logongus.
Yeah, that's genius. Okay, that's a strong start. Gotta say though, it feels like it's not enough. Yeah, I don't like the idea of writing a woman that has free will. She should be obsessed with the
Do you get it, Ellie?
Yeah.
He's a feminist. He's a male feminist. Do you get it? Have you absorbed the virtue signal yet? Have you absorbed the sarcastic virtue signal? Has it gotten through to you that this man is very, very woke, right? He's a woke boy. He's a wokey. He's a wokey, Ellie. He respects the woman and he is disgusted. He is so disgusted at the way that
let's get through this section. We don't have to bother with. Let's not.
I do have to bother because listen.
The longer we stay here on this pause, the longer we're going to.
I'm gonna say it. Listen, people who virtue signal like this. I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying they end up in FBI documents. That's all I'm saying. All right, just don't virtue signal like it's your life depends on it. It's not great. Also, sarcasm is not. I'm not a fan of the sarcasm. It's not really smart, right? You're not being funny. This is dragging
main character.
Right?
Like her whole world is the main character. Yeah, but how are we gonna shoehorn this character into the story? She could be a slave. She could be a slave. He'd own her. Like property. It's not my fetish or anything. I just thought, oh, slavery is the bay leaf of.
Let's see, what's a bay leaf?
So bad, Ellie. I'm sorry. It's a bay leaf is a leaf that's used in cooking a lot. I actually have a few of them. I was using them. I made some Filipino. Was it Filipino? I can't remember. I made this like pork dish recently. It's like a Chinese style braised pork thing that uses bay leaf. You typically you put it in like the thing, so like rice or the stew or whatever it is, and it infuses into the thing that you're cooking, and then you take it out before you eat it.
But it's a thing that you can add to everything, or
I don't know if you can add it to everything, but it is very common in Asian cuisine. It is a very common
because he didn't finish his sentence, but I feel like it is it is complex. It does feel like a thing that you can just add when you feel like it or when you're lazy or something. That's kind of the context.
Not really. I mean, I haven't used it a whole lot, so I can't tell you. I only recently used it in that one dish. So, but I have heard that it is very much used in a lot of different things, right? It is a very common ingredient in a lot of different dishes, like rice dishes and stuff. Again, because you can put it in something to infuse the flavor or whatever it is into it. It's kind of it's a common herb spice thing.
Yeah, let me. All right.
See, we're getting educational.
Bay leaf, hang on the door. It's hang it on the door. It's wisdom and peace and all that stuff. Apparently, it's bad luck or something when you find the food or whatever.
Yeah. So like that's like if you forget to, because sometimes like if you get like takeout from a place, they might accidentally have a bit of the bay leaf left in the takeout, because you don't want to eat it raw. You don't want to eat it. You don't eat the actual leaf. You just add it and infuse the flavor. It's like cinnamon. It's like a star anise in that way. Star anise is another one that you do that with, where it's more about the infusion than the actual item itself. But getting back to the video, man.
Yeah.
The whole sarcasm thing it's very overplayed. We've dealt with that a lot. Like, this guy seems very indicative. Like, this is like the Zoomer outcome, right? This man was raised on fucking trash taste related content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Gigic and all of those fellas. He was raised on the bowels of AniTube, right? Because he believes that, if I just like be sarcastic, no one can, criticize me because it's just a joke, right? Haha, I'm not really being a thing, which is why I reacted so strongly to the whole thing, because all he was doing is just virtue signaling. It's just this is the most disgusting thing ever, right? Don't open the door, right? And then it's a sarcastic boardroom of guys, I assume, being like, oh, how can we make the woman fucking subservient to the man? And this is supposed to be a commentary on like fucking sexism or some shit. Like implications, as people like this always do. It's always implications that they can run away from, right? When questioned about it. Yeah, God forbid the character in question cares about the MC. Yes, yeah, a female character actually giving a shit about a male character is fucking sacrilege to these people. Like, you see it a lot.
Yeah,
even when it's like not in the even when it's not in the context of slavery, right? It's like, yeah, oh no, the fucking female actually loves and cares for a male character. Ew, disgusting. But anyway, have you got something to say?
No,
you done researching bay leaves? Have you?
No, I didn't find any real bay leaf thing that helps me identify what the bay leaf is or what it should mean. But I was just going to, I'm holding the thing in my pocket of what slavery in fiction achieves mechanically, because remember what do you remember that posts, the blog post from our good friend Joe? If you don't, I still remember it, so I can bring it up later. But maybe
he made a video on it. He made a video version as well, I believe, like years ago, I think, on the slavery topic, where he talks about how it's just a convenient way to be able to get party members and how it relates to kind of the video game aspect, right?
Yeah,
because it's sort of similar to how like you would get a party member in a video game, where they don't really get a say.
You're shooting my ammo right now, but yeah, the thing is,
because unlike you, I don't have. You have Alzheimer's and you keep forgetting things, whereas I remember these things. So I can shoot it.
No, I did remember it. What I was saying, I was saving it.
I'm teasing you. I was
saving it for more for the video. But no, yeah, the thing about slavery is a very handy tool to force people to stay together when otherwise they would have no real reason to stay together. And it is a tool of a more amateur writer, but guess what? Where all these stories are written, who is writing all these stories? Guess what? They're amateurs. So I'm not surprised that even that the female characters love the protagonists without much of a depth of person, very deep, intricate, intrinsic motivations, because amateur writing. So I'm not going to fault the fiction for that so much.
Well, and I feel like the slavery angle makes sense when you're doing like a fantasy setting as well, right? I mean, I made a joke before we started the video about Enfield not having slavery, right? Or at least yet, right? It hasn't come up in the story at all, right? Because it doesn't exist in the setting, because there's no reason for it to exist in the setting, because the setting isn't it's not a medieval fantasy, right? It is a high concept sci-fi, right? Is what Enfield is.
Yeah.
It is a very higher. We're moving into the space age in Enfield right now, or in Arknights, right? And so, if Enfield or if Arknights was set in the medieval times, or even in the original Arknights setting, right, slavery is very much a thing. The Ursus are sending the fucking infected into death camps in gulags, just like in real life, right? Just like what happened in Russia in real life, right? So there is allegories to slavery that happen within it, but it makes sense for the setting. So to loop it back to isekai, right? If your fantasy setting is typical European style fantasy, slavery was happening in your typical European style,
more in the terms
setting.
of serfs and whatnot, rather than explicit slave contracts.
That and normal, actual slave is slave. I mean, fuck, slavery dates back all the way to the fucking Roman times.
Yeah,
right?
but there are all different forms and methods.
Slavery. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? It's like it is a thing that is very easy to integrate into a setting like that, right? You can integrate it into the setting, and it has all these other conveniences that we've just talked about with, being able to get characters to be together, right? And not having, forcing them to be together without having to create contrivances, right?
Yeah.
So if the setting allows for it, right, I don't necessarily see a reason why it should be avoided, right? I think I talked about this. We have a clip. I might have clipped it out. I can't remember, but there was a stream. One of the last ones we did about isekai slavery was some chick bitching about it. I vaguely remember. I believe I was making the point of what is it about slavery, specifically, that triggers these people? And I'm wondering if he's going to get into it in the rest of the video, which are we going to get to?
Yeah, there's a reason why I picked
I'm just going to finish. I just want to finish this point, right? What Pacific is it, because I don't know. I don't think this guy's American, and if he's referencing bay leaves, he's probably Asian. Me doing fucking geo-guesser right now, fucking racism guesser right now. He's probably Asian. So I don't know what it is, because slavery existing in the story shouldn't be problematic, right? It just being a thing in the world, right? And I don't think the story needs to go. This is something I said in that last video. It doesn't need to derail the entire fucking plot to go into we have to save everyone from slavery. Slavery's bad. Don't you know slavery's bad, Ellie? Slavery's so fucking bad. Not every story needs to deviate into that just because slavery exists. Right, and slavery is this mystical evil that has to be vanquished in every story. And to finish this point, I wanted to bring up the Mushoku Tensei author, because he's actually talked. These tweets from him keep coming back up, right? And people keep trying to shit on him for them. Where he was talking about, because people misinterpret his tweets, right? He was talking about how Rudy views slavery within the context of the world, and talked about how Rudy doesn't really care and doesn't really have a massive problem with the slavery, because he doesn't really think he could do a lot about it anyway. And he's just kind of well, if I'm in Rome, I should just do what the Romans do, right? It's not something that would be in the real world, but I'm in this fantasy world. I should just kind of go with the flow and not worry about it. And people keep misinterpreting those tweets as being the author's position on slavery, right? His personal view,
but we already
that was
know
not what he was saying.
You already said that.
Maybe I did. I don't fucking see, I have Alzheimer's for certain things too.
Yeah.
But I'm just bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because people are just retarded about the topic, right? They see slavery, and it's like they get killed with red eyes, right? They go, right?
No, there's a reason why I picked this video over the other one, because the other one is way worse. I think we kind of between the two of these, I think we kind of removed the other one from the maybe watch list.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I know, it's good. You never know. Maybe we need to do another one of these in the future. It's good to have some in the backlog. So ammunition in the magazine, right? But anyway, enough of me ranting. Unless you've got a point to cap off.
No, just Gouda, I don't think that. Oh no, it's very hard to do on The Office to abolish slavery. It's a good reason not to abolish slavery. Just a thing. But besides that, no.
Well, I just mean in like the issue is people like this guy, right? Have this like expectation that every single story has to grind to a halt to stop the slavery, right? As soon as it shows up. And I don't think that's very constructive and very useful.
Yeah.
I think.
But anyway, let's see what this Bailey thing is.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Plot devices. You may think you need it, but you probably don't. It can be a powerful writing tool.
All right.
Yeah, you may think you need it. Well, yeah, because you don't really need to add bay leaf to stuff a lot, but it is a flavor enhancer, right? So it's kind of like MSG, right? You know MSG, that's a big thing in Asian cooking. Like they like to add MSG to everything, right? Like you don't necessarily need the MSG, but the thing that you're cooking will probably taste a little bit better if you. That's what makes this a weird allegory, actually. Like this is actually a really weird point to make about bay leaf, because he's basically saying, right? If you actually analyze this for a sec, slavery is something you don't really need, but you can add it and it actually makes it taste better and makes the story. He's contradicting himself, because that's how bay leaf is fucking used in cooking, you dumbass. It's fucking too much. Yeah, well, obviously, if you use too much of the thing, right, it's bad.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, you don't want to use too much of anything. But like usually, you add only like one or two of these leaves, and they're little tiny leaves too. They're like little, like the length of your finger, right? Like little bay leaves, right? You put them in whatever you're cooking, and that just kind of infuses a little bit of flavor. And maybe you don't notice it, right? And that's what he's kind of talking about. Maybe you don't notice it. Maybe you do, right? However, I just find it funny. Because if you actually, if you analyze what he's saying, he is saying that slavery, if he's going to compare it to bay leaf, is like salt, right?
Yeah.
You don't really need to add salt to your food, but if you add salt to your food, it's going to taste a little bit better. Ellie, you add like a little sprinkle of slavery into your story.
It makes your story way
to
better.
Make it interesting. Yeah, it makes the story way better. It's a little bit. You have to add slavery to taste. You had slavery to taste.
I mean, it kind of is true in a sense, because so in a more serious setting, right? Because we were watching this show, Roll Over Die show, right?
Yeah.
Slavery is big theme, big interest, big society thing happening, injustice, structures of power, and all that good stuff. So adding a little bit of slavery sprinkles these questions.
How she's viewed by the people around her, because she has the slave brand on her face, and she can't really hide it, right? And people think she's a slave, even though she's not really a slave now, right? And how does that factor in, right, to the scenario and whatnot? So there is So it's funny. He's right, but not in the way that he thinks. he's right, but not in the way that he thinks it is.
Depicting cruelty, trauma, PTSD, all kinds of interesting and intense emotions, but it has to be written well.
Does it? Well, okay. I know this is actually denser than I thought it was going to be, right? Because there's a lot to kind of chew on here, right? Because what define written well, right? Like, how do you actually define that? You can't just say, "Oh, well, yeah, you can have your slave." Fuck this. This is a repeat of that other fucking video. I am just repeating my same points again, right? Like, you can't just be like, "Okay, you can only write slavery into your story in this hyper-pacific, non-problematic way that I approve of." Right? If you have slavery and it's not immediate, we need to stop the slavery, big revolution, derail the whole story, fucking treat it as a serious, it has to be a super serious, big, depressing, traumatic topic or whatever, right? Take it super serial, then it's bad, right? You could never have it. No slavery for you, Ali. You're not responsible enough to use salt in your food. I'm gonna keep going back to that. You're not responsible enough to use the salt, so we're taking it away from you.
Isekai in general are not written well. In these stories, the concept of slavery is used for two reasons. One is a ham-fisted way to introduce a female character who can only fall in love with the main character. This is useful, because it's hard to write a woman naturally falling in love with a man when that man has less personality than a stale piece of bread. Two, it's used to create scenarios where the main character can show they're a good person. Except it doesn't work because the main character is not a good person. They bought a slave.
Not always.
This is the again. It's like it fucking rots these people's brains. Like, we'll use Shield Hero, right? Like, yeah, he buys a slave because he has literally no other fucking choice but to buy a slave.
I wouldn't
right?
call Naofumi a good person in those months that he was living there.
He wasn't really a good person, but at the same time, he's not really given any other choice, as well as the fact that it did kind of work out, right? It is a situation where what do you want to have happen, right? Do you want him to like not buy the slave, right? Not buy fucking Ratalia, and then she just rots in the fucking cell and dies of the coof, right? Because she was sick, right? Like what? Like again, what this is the kind of guy that would go like fucking he walks past the slave market and he sees all of these like girls like suffering and dying or whatever, and he has, he's the rich man, right? He's got money, he has the capacity to save one of these girls, but instead of saving one of these girls, right, even if he just buys them to set them free, right, just buys the slave and just immediately sets them free. He would never buy the slave because buying slaves is wrong and perpetuating the slave trade. I would never buy a slave.
Let's not see which character is buying a slave. Now for me, who is not really a good person. And you got Rudius?
Rudy technically doesn't buy this because isn't like the other guy, the strong guy, the apprentice guy who buys the slave.
I think that Rudy is legal owner of Julie.
I don't remember what the situation was with that. I think he did buy. I can't remember who actually brought, but even it doesn't really matter, right? It's just like semantics at that point, right? Like he was involved in the process. He was involved in the process. That's
yeah. So, but Naofumi did it as a kind of a last chance rage. For the explicit purpose of getting somebody who cannot betray him because he was betrayed so much he couldn't trust anybody who, etc., etc. And then you got Rudius, but I can't remember somebody else buying a slave. Really, right?
There is like that one itchy isekai with a guy
How to Not Summon a Demon Lord. That's not buying. That is.
Well, no. I'm not talking about that one. That's a different. So you're coming up with a different. No, I'm talking about the one with the dog girl.
Wasn't that he inherited it more? I believe he.
No, he brought her. I'm pretty sure he brought that dog girl. I think I don't remember, but he gets access. Yeah, that's what Gouda knows the one I'm talking about. The dungeon sex slave.
Oh, all right.
He straight up brought her. Yeah. He straight up brought her to Smash. Yeah, he straight up buys her. Yeah. I haven't watched that one yet. I really should because I heard it's. I was waiting for the Blu-rays to come out, so it's uncensored. Yeah, no, it's this is kind of again. It comes back to like the slavery just melts these people's fucking brains. It just completely all rational thought leaves this man's brain the moment fucking slavery comes up. Because when you actually, again, if you're in a situation where you could like, yeah, you're not able to dismantle slavery, right? Realistically, right? And if you are just like, oh, I have a lot of money, I can afford to buy one slave, I don't really have the political capital or the ability to dismantle the entire slave trade, but I can buy this one girl, right? And I can either, free her, right? Or I can actually, bring her back to my mansion or whatever and have her live at least a comfortable life at the mansion if I can't free her, right? Like, what's the more beneficial?
We were kind of looping on.
There's no nuance. I know we're looping, so I'm going to cap this off with.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always interrupt me when I'm about to fucking finish the actual point because the actual point.
Because I'm getting tired at some point.
Yeah, I know. You're a sleepy boy. I know.
Right.
Because again, there's no nuance, right? There's no nuance to the discussion. It's all black and white, right? This is bad. This is good. And I think that's it's reductive. There's no actual discussion to be had about the ethics at play here, which is more interest. It's more interesting, Ellie, to talk about the actual ethics of what's happening in the story rather than doing these blanket statements. But anyways,
a great example is when the main character realizes there are slaves in this world. It always goes like this.
Well, I know I'm pausing. I know you want to say, right? But how many stories actually have this happen, Ellie? How many actually have this happen?
Like he says, here's the thing. There are fair amounts that are just have the magic, and there isn't really either like in How to Not Summon a Demon Lord, and I remember another one where just some guy gets some cheat ability to just magic, you're a slave now deal. So it's not even buying a lot of the time.
But but here's my problem with the video. I'm critiquing the video, right? If he says, "Oh, here's an example," why don't you give me a Pacific example from a Pacific series, right? Why don't you say, "Oh, here is an example of something that's indicative in a lot of stories, but in this particular story, right? This is a good example of what I'm talking about, right?" And then you can go into, okay, here is what I'm actually talking about, showcasing, maybe even reading like a quotation from the series, right? From the book, because I'm assuming he's talking about reading more than anime because he mentioned reading 100 of them, right? Or whatever. So
well, if that's true,
if he's read 100 of them, surely, if he's read 100 of them, surely he can, and it's so prevalent, Ellie, right? It's such a prevalent thing. Surely he can actually show a real example from a real book, right? Surely he could, instead of doing this kind of vague posting about it, right? So that's my criticism.
Slavery?
Right now.
That's horrible. I can't believe they're doing it. So wrong. H-cups, you say? Well...
Do you know that they're the isekai with the skeleton dude? Remember that one?
Yeah, we've talked about that. We've talked about that one before. Yeah, we talked about it in the last video.
Are you sure?
Because it directly came up. Yeah, because it directly came up in the last, not in the last video we covered, but the last slavery video.
Oh, that's what I was.
Yeah, because that chick brought it up, and even then she was like, "It's not good enough."
Oh yeah, right? But the point is that skeleton guy comes in, slavery, time to go on a campaign to dismantle that, and
he does the very thing that these people want, and it's still not good. It's still not good enough because nothing is ever fucking good enough for these people. It's fucking crazy. But anyway,
this creates a problem because we're supposed to like the main character of the story. Not just that, isekais are vicarious, and it's hard to
vicarious. Sorry, I'm just being funny. Experience in the imagination through the feelings of another person. I could glean vicarious pleasure from the struggles of my imaginary friends.
Want to live vicariously through a character that just bought a slave.
So? So, Ellie? Oh no, I lived vicariously through the character that just brought a slave. Oh no, I'm so evil. How dare I do this? How dare I like the sleuvery, Ellie? It's so bad. It just comes off a lot of the time. This just comes off as like moral grandstanding, virtue signally, fucking. Oh, I don't take pleasure or have any interest in the slavery. It disgusts me.
The solution to this problem is not having the character buy a slave, but we're kind of past that point, so we need to find another solution. A popular way of showing how kind the main character is having him ask for the slave's opinion, and then the slave gets really surprised that their master's so liberal they want their slave's opinion on something. And that's it. The main character is nice because he asked for an opinion. This is one of the better options. There's another one that goes like this. Oh, you don't have to eat on the floor. You can eat at the table.
What? He's letting me eat at the table instead of eating off the floor like a dog? Die ski da yo. Die ski da yo. Die ski da yo.
This sounds very AI-ish, I have to say.
Well, it's just, again, show me some fucking examples, Mister. I read 100 fucking books, right? If that actually happened in a story, I'm sure you could actually cite your sources, bitch. Right? I'm sure, Ellie, you could. Yeah, it's simple text to speech. You could cite it. You could say, hey, this is an example of this happening, and I've seen this in a number of stories, right? And that would lead credibility to his point, because right now he has no foundation. He's just saying things, right? And I, as the viewer, am expected to just take him at face value, right? That what he is saying is true. And I'm sorry, having experience actually watching the isekais and researching the isekais, and maybe not reading the light novels, but I've read manga of isekais, right? What you're saying is fucking not lining up with my experience, bucko. It's not. I don't think I've read I don't think I've looked at many isekais, Ellie, that are like, oh, my slave, my poor slave, you don't have to eat on the floor. You can sit at the table and eat, like, because that's such a highly Pacific example, right? Like that's like, it has to have been something that he read in one of these books, and I would love to know which one it was, right? Maybe because I want to read it. Maybe because it'd be fun. Maybe it's an interesting series, and it could be a fun recommendation because maybe it is good, right? I don't know, but I don't. That's the problem. You got to fucking cite your shit.
Slavery is a way to.
No, it's just a general. No, it's bothered me the entire time. It's making Blankman statements over complete tropes. That's why kind of the title of the video or stream is the problem of having fiction in stories. It's ascribing a problem to a whole whole setting, I guess, convention, to dismiss them all because you don't like how well it is written, subjective as it is, because for what the same reasons you could the people in Cyberpunk live in effective slavery with how terrible their lives is.
The corporations control everything.
Yeah, your life, your death, etc., etc.
You're in these mega structures, and there are people that have spent their entire lives in the mega. They don't even have to leave the mega structure, right?
Yeah, and it's designed as a prison. Those buildings also with
Yeah.
There's another Panopticon. It's kind of like built as Prism with a
Yeah,
Panopticon.
and they came about because Johnny nuked Night City and they rebuilt it, and because there was a housing shortage, they built these mega structures that were, designed specifically to keep people in them, because then they could sell products with it. They could, it's like having like your own fucking company town almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the person that owns the company or corporation that owns the mega structure could just fucking like get infinite money out of it, and from the people that live within it that don't really need to leave, because there's like everything you'd need is within the mega structure, right? So it's just nonsense.
Introduce a love interest is, I hesitate to say fine. It's obviously not good, but there are worse things you can do. None come to mind, but what I'm trying.
Well, what again? None. Why does none come to mind? Maybe because there isn't any. Maybe because this isn't as big of a deal as you're making it out to be.
To get at is the way slavery is used in these stories is not the main issue. It's how slavery is portrayed. It's disgustingly lighthearted, and
is it?
Oh yeah.
When Naofumi goes into the tent and he sees all of the beasts and the animals alongside the slaves, and the slaves are like dying of illnesses and fucking getting. They're chained to walls and fucking dirty and wearing rags, and man, Ali, it's all just happy fun times for the slaves, right? It's all just it's all happy, haha, wacky fun times, right? It's totally lighthearted.
Yeah,
it's so lighthearted.
Even the short bit I watched of Shield Hero is not fun, and even Ratalia's slavery, and I never read to. Did they ever go back to the fat man, the slave man?
He hasn't shown up recently, but he's still around. I think he showed up like when they like defeated the archery guy, because he was getting tricked by the bitch girl, or something. I think he showed up because there was like an arena where like slaves were involved, and he was like one of the people involved in that, and he was doing stuff. And I think he shows up, but I don't remember him actually. Like he's kind of like now just kind of like a side character who just kind of shows up every now and then. He's not like and he's moving around the world too. He's not in the same country, so he's like moving.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Fat Man actually part of the government controlled org anyway. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to, and he, like I said, he hasn't come up a lot in the most recent anime stuff, because I don't read Shield Hero, right? So he hasn't come up recently, but he does pop up every now and then as kind of the TLDR. He was in cahoots with the Queen. Yeah, I think he was actually. Now that I think about it, I think he was in cahoots with the Queen. I'm not sure. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't remember. But TLDR is like, slavery is not really portrayed as happy, haha, fun times in Shield Hero. And then in other series too, like I'm thinking about like in Overlord, right? Because slavery kind of comes up in Overlord a little bit, like not often, but it is a thing in the world, kind of, right? And it's never really portrayed as happy go lucky, like what. And again, it makes me wonder what the fuck this man is reading, right?
Yeah, it would help. Really help if he gave more examples than, I don't know, 1,
if he gave
0?
some examples that were like Pacific, right? That were like actually, Pacific of, hey, this is the book where I read this thing, right? Here is like 5 isekais that all have this vibe with citations and quotes, right? And I could I get that he's animating this, and like, yeah, that's going to cut into his time. Even if you just had the citations in the description, right? Like if you just said, hey, here, like, if you don't believe me, here's like an entire fucking source document with all of my citations and quotes from this. Like, here's like actual screenshots of paragraphs from the novels that like talk about like how it's portrayed, right? Because that would give him so much more credibility in what he's saying, right? It would help his argument quite a lot, right? to have that. But because he doesn't have that, it's like I said earlier, he's built his foundation on sand. He has nothing backing him up. He's just saying shit.
Hmm.
Man, just yapping. Yeah, you should have listed it with chapters. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you could do that. It wouldn't hurt, you know.
It spits on the suffering of millions of people. There isn't a single isekai I've read that comes close to accurately depicting just how horrific slavery was. Some of them are so flippant in their treatment of the topic, it's borderline Confederate propaganda.
Okay, buddy. All right,
buddy.
All right, buddy.
You are really sure he's not American? Because I don't really feel that...
He might be Asian American. I mean, bay leaf is pretty common. I was just kind of joking.
Alright. But no, I don't think that any other country in the world would pull in Confederacy. Because who cares about that? I mean,
there was that other guy in the, Japan God.
Oh yeah, he was Malaysian.
We thought he was American, and he turned out to be like Filipino or something.
Yeah, I think Malaysia or something. Yeah,
Malaysia or something, like in an Islamic country. Yeah, it's one of those Islamic Asian countries. So we would not be good at the geo guess racism thing. You have to guess the ethnicity of people. It's like GeoGuessr, but it's for racism. I think Sheena played it on stream once. I haven't watched that stream. Apparently, it was quite funny. And yeah, everything requires context, like Uda says. Slavery might just be better than not being a slave in some context. Like, again, there's no nuance. There's no nuance to this. It's just you have to portray slavery in this hyper-Pacific way, or I'm gonna call you a Confederate, right? Like, you have to do it the way that I want you to do it. If you do anything that deviates from that, you're bad, right? And I fucking hate that shit. Creative freedom, right? If someone wants to make a story where they're like, oh yeah, slavery is like super based, Ellie. I just love enslaving people and forcing my will upon them. It's so cool, right? I would love to do. I mean, you can think that's shit, right? You can think that's a bad story or whatever, but I don't think it would be a bad story just because it's about a guy enslaving people or whatever, doing big slavery. I would argue, is it bad because of the quality, right? Because you could do something with that setup. Like, I feel like you could make a story based around that and have it be interesting, right? You could do interesting things with that setup of the guy is actually just a piece of shit slaver, and have some interesting stories come out of that, right? I think that you could do that. It's possible to do that. But in this guy's mind, if you even attempt it, right? If you even try to do something like that, he's going to call you a fucking evil, disgusting chud or some dumb shit. It's like child labor. There's some documentary on YouTube. I'm just reading the chat, and I'll let you go. It's like child labor. There's some documentary on YouTube where they went back to an area with child labor after it was abolished. Instead of child labor, you just had child trafficking instead. So is child labor worse, or is child trafficking instead? What a dichotomy that is.
That's the issue with impoverished and no other choice systems, and even
it sucks. It fucking sucks.
And there is no. I mean, the solution is a little bit more simpler than it should be, because unfortunately, part of the solution is giving them money to build infrastructure and all that stuff, but who wants to pay for all that infrastructure?
You're wrong. You want to know what? The simple solution is you just colonize them. That's what you...
Oh, and then impoverish them even further.
You wipe them the fuck out. That's what you do. You go, you get those, those American warships, Ellie. You roll those fuckers up, and you plant the flag in the ground and say, you're gonna be the fucking 53rd state or whatever. Slavery is banned, bitch. Get used to... Why? Listen, do you want to have slavery or McDonald's? We'll give you a McDonald's if you stop slavery.
Yes.
I joke, but yeah, I'm just fucking around. But you get what I mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. There are other solutions to the problem technically, but they're also not very savory. They're not very savory solutions. And I don't think, because here's the problem, Ellie. If you just give them money, then okay, we've been doing that in impoverished regions of Africa or whatever for the last
or
fucking
Asia,
how many
or
decade. Yeah, just giving them all this aid money for food and condoms or whatever, right? And then what, it just ends up getting lost in the black hole, right? And just disappears, right? So let's just say I have opinions on that kind of thing, but it's not really relevant to the video. So let's.
There are thousands of examples of isekai.
Thousands of examples, can't even list
To
one.
this, but I'm going to use the rest of this video to talk about one.
He has one. He has an example. Okay, place your bets, Ellie. Place your bets. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be Shield Hero? Is it going to be Shield Hero, or is it going to be Mushoku Tensei? Is it going to be what is he? What? Chat. You guys are in the chat, right?
No spoilers, though. No pre-watch answers.
No spoilers. No cheating. No cheating. You have to guess. No cheating. You have to guess. Which one is it? Right? I am interested. What do you guys think? I'm guessing Shield Hero. I'm guessing it's going to be Shield Hero because that's the most popular example that everyone shits on, right? And because this guy doesn't seem to have any actual opinions of his own, right? I feel like he's going to go for that. What do you think, Ellie? What are you feeling? What's the vibe?
I don't believe it will be Mushoku Tensei. That's too light. It's too much of a passing by.
It's not. Yeah, it's not really as relevant as Shield Hero, right? It's not really a relevant one.
So it's either Shield Hero, or it did struck me that he bought this as that dog one, right? That he bought a slave to fuck. That sounds like a good moral panic thing. So either one of these.
Gouda's Isekai smartphone. There was a slave in Redo. Well, Redo of a Healer is not an Isekai, but he could bring up Redo. That would be fucking funny. That would be the wild card pick. That would be fucking hilarious. Yeah. All right. Okay. Drum roll.
Yeah.
What is it?
And the reason why is kind of interesting. This isekai isn't any worse in how it represents slavery. What makes it stand out is it has quite possibly the most evil main character I have ever seen. In some stories, that's the point. The main character's supposed to be the bad guy. They're supposed to be evil. What's unique about this story is the main character's not supposed to be the bad guy. In the story, he's just a dude. A lot of people like him. But if you actually read what's happening, you realize he's a fucking psycho.
Come on, stop edging me.
And
stop fucking edging.
And stop with the static. It's annoying.
Yeah. What is it? Come on, buddy.
Psychopath. He's Isekai make you. This isekai.
Oh, it is! It's the dog fucker one! It's the one where he fucks the dog girl! Beautiful. Because I recognize her. I recognize the dog girl. I recognize it. It's dog fucker. GG, guys. We did it.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. You thought it could have been that one. You were kind of on the money on that a little bit. You kind of got it.
Yeah, well, it's the only really two options, right? Either it's Shield Hero because it's big popular and it starts like that. I guess this Make-You also starts. Mike-You? Is he Make-You? Anyway.
Yeah.
I know it was an isekai. I was vaguely aware of had slavery, but if you were saying that it was just a sex slave, that really tickles the, like I said, the moral panic.
Yeah, precog. Yeah, the precog. Yeah, I didn't watch this, but okay, yeah, this is the thing, right? Because I haven't watched this one or read it. It is on my planned because I did want to watch it because people kept telling me, oh yeah, it's an ecchi, right? It's actually got the sex in it, right? And it's actually pretty. From what I've heard, it's not terrible. but again, in this context, the Dog Girl won, yeah. And so I'm interested to see what he's gonna say and why, but I am disappointed, right? Because again, if he's saying, "Oh, I've read thousands of these fucking stories or whatever," right? Which I don't believe. Don't get me wrong. I don't actually think he has, but if he's claiming to, I would personally have really enjoyed it if he picked some really obscure shit, right? Like some bottom of the barrel, something like hasn't even had an anime, right? Something that's so niche and out there, right? That he could talk about it, right? And that would even be like, because he's been dishonest a little bit in the video, right? That would be the perfect thing for him to do, because then he could talk about it and no one could, like, because no one's read it, right? Like, it's been some obscure thing, he could just say whatever the fuck he wants and then no one could question him on it, right? So yeah, it's the it's the fucking oh man. Anyway, all right, let's see it. Let's hear it. Let's see what he's got to say.
Starts off like any other. The main character goes to another world, but he doesn't know he's in another world. He just thinks he's in a game. When bandits attack the village he starts in, he does what you do in video games. He kills them. It's only after the fight that he learns the blood on his hands is real, that he just took the lives of living, breathing people. Do I get to keep their stuff? Mr. Author, sir, it's clear you need help, so I made
Okay.
Alright, which one has a big popular light novel series, web novel series before that, and an anime adaptation with all figurines and all that good stuff?
What was it? Hang on, I'm gonna do a quick. I actually have it in my read later. I have the site where you watch anime that's not Crunchyroll. Schedule where you get anime. Speaking of which, there was some news about Crunchyroll doing some fucking shady shit. I don't know if you heard about that. Basically, they're doing a thing like on the store, right? The way it kind of like they were doing a thing where if something doesn't sell, they would just like delist it as like a slow seller, and then it, fucking yeah. Actually, do I still have it in my thing? I might not actually. So I was trying to find it. Yeah, I actually don't think I have it because that's not it. Bugger. I have to remember the. Oh wait, no, I do have it. Okay, I think it's this one, isn't it? Hold on, I'm trying to search for that. Oh yeah, Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World is the English title. Because I kind of want to get an idea. I want to get an idea of like reception and like numbers for it. I'm kind of interested. So I'm on the Wikipedia. The novel ran from 2011 till 2019. Original run for the light novel was from 2012 to the present. So it started as a web novel to light novel, right? So the web novel was from 2011 to 2019. The light novel is still ongoing. The manga started in 2017. The series was in 2022. And there's not really any information on how well it did or how popular it is. Is there like what's my anime list got? It's got a 6.5 with 131,334 users ranking it at 6.53. I don't know if that's good for Mal or not. I don't fucking usually care, but I'm just trying to get an idea of like how popular actually is this series, right? I mean, it's popular enough that over 131,000 people rated it, right? It's got pretty so it's pretty good. It's based on like at least pop. It did pretty well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I saw enough merchandise for it and whatnot, so probably is popular.
Yeah, so I kind of so that's kind of my sort of vibe for it. So your comment about like the author's clearly successful, the series is clearly popular, right? what do you mean you need help, right? what are you talking about, Bucko? Right? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you
Made a
mean?
little formula for you. You take your character, add a traumatic situation, and the output is a traumatized, relatable character. You see, you were close with what you did. You took your character, added a traumatic situation, but then you made them say the most insane thing I have ever heard. I beg of you, go outside and talk to an actual...
I'm not a fan of the condescension.
No.
I think it's like I get that it might be a attempt at comedy, right? Like the condescension is like an attempt at comedy, but I don't like it because it does the whole Schrodinger's douchebag thing where if you criticize it, he can just go, "Oh, I'm just memeing, bro. It's just me being a haha funny condescendy bro," right? But then if you don't criticize it, it's like, no, this is deadly serious. This is actually my point. The author is a fucking like predator. You need to lock him up, right? I'm not a fan. So I'm not a fan of when people do this condescension shit. I think it's very like, yeah, it's very insulting, right? Yeah, he's just a cuck. And again, I haven't watched the show, and why should I even fucking trust what this man has to say, right? Why should I believe him?
Yeah, it's just kind of condescending. Let me tell you how to do.
Did this even happen in the show? Why should I believe him? Right? Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Who knows? But why would I trust this man? Here's the thing. I trust Gouda more than I trust this man. Right? If Gouda in the chat says, "Oh yeah, this happened," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, all right, yeah, I trust Gouda. Yeah, Gouda's been reliable. You know, he's posted good stuff in the chat. I don't trust this guy for a fucking second. You know, yeah, boils down to making shit up. Yeah. But anyway, let's continue. We're getting close to
his summary of what the series is.
Yeah. We're at 6 out of 9, so we've only got like 4 minutes left. So. Yeah, we're getting close.
Human being. I would rip into you more, but this isn't close to the worst thing that happens in this scene. When they're going through the bandits' items, the main character notices the boss bandit's bandana has been swapped out. This is an issue for all of about 3 minutes. The guy who stole it gets caught immediately. So, what do you want to do with him? Yeah, I have the bandana, so just do what you normally do, I guess. Okay, I guess we'll just sell him into slavery. What?
I guess.
I'm not gonna lie. The way he's presenting this just makes it sound fucking funny. That's like a skit, right? But he's presenting it as like, oh man, this is so psychopathic and so the author is such a horrible fucking person. And I'm sitting here like, no, that's funny. Because the hero's like, oh yeah, he stole this bandana. That's a thing or whatever. Like, I guess it's valuable. Like again, he didn't add any context. Like, why is the bandana a thing? Like, what is the problem here? Why is stealing the bandana a thing? Right? Who cares? Right? I don't know the context, but the hero or the guy protagonist just being like, well, I got my bandana. I don't really care what happens now. You just do. What do you guys normally do in this situation? Oh yeah, we just sell them to slavery. It's just funny. It's just fucking funny. How can you not laugh at that? Right? The absurdity of that. Right?
I kind of wonder how this is dealt with in the series itself. Is this the more kind thing to do? I'm not really interested in the debate of the different forms of slavery and one being better than the other. But I'm just kind of wondering what the attitude of the people inside this world is.
Islam, where is it like Islam, where if you're caught stealing, they like cut your hand off or some shit?
Depends.
Is that the alternative? Like you stole. You can either get sold to slavery or we'll cut your hand off, right? Because stealing is bad, right? Again, no context. Don't know.
What? He stole a bandana. The punishment doesn't really fit the crime there. You know what? It doesn't matter. This is another great opportunity to humanize the main character.
Well, before he gets into that, it feels like, again, without the context and without him explaining the context particularly well, right? Like, because he's not doing a very good job of actually explaining the situation. I interpreted it as a fucking joke, as a gag, right? Which I don't think is correct. I think in the series it's probably not treated as a joke, right? But the way that he's presented it comes off like it's a skit. So to me, he is reacting to this in a really weird fucking way, because you don't react to a skit like this, right?
Yeah,
I don't go all like, he's treating it like it's super serious, right? But that doesn't match up with the way that he's presenting it, and that's a very big problem with the video, right? Super big problem with the video for him to kind of do this. He's fucking himself, Ellie. He's fucking himself up by doing this.
I don't know. Yeah,
It's not good.
I have just more questions because his summary leaves me with. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not really in the mood to just trust what he's saying, so I want more information. Like I said, is
so
this the
here's
kind
Gouda.
thing? Is
Again,
it?
again, Chad Gouda in the chat providing context. The guy was sold as a debt slave. He gets his freedom after paying off his debt. He's missing the context. Again, yeah. See, that's important context to understand. It's not just, oh, I guess you're a slave for life now. It's more indentured servant, right? Kind of deal, right? Which is important. Again, this is important to understand when you're talking about the series, because, like, again, the way he presents it comes off as it's a gag. It's not super serious, even though it probably is a lot more serious in the moment of the show, right? So yeah, yeah. And in his mind, the MC is going, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh yeah, the MC is like, oh yeah, I get it. You know, right.
All he is, oh no, that's way too harsh of a punishment. Just make him pay me some money or something. Do I get the money when you sell him?
Again, he presents it like it's a fucking joke. It's a punchline. It's funny. This is, Ellie, you have to agree with me. This is funny, right?
Yeah.
The whole setup of like, oh yeah, he stole the bandana. What's the punishment? Oh, it's slavery. Because again, it subverts your because he is correct, right? He is correct in the idea that it subverts your expectations of what like a hero would, like what someone would say, right? Because yeah, if I was in the situation, I would probably be like, yeah, that's a little bit harsh, right? In the same way I would be when it's like, you know, cutting the hand off, right? In like an Islamic country, if that happened in front of me, right, I would be like, damn, fuck, that's pretty fucked up, right? That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah. If I was in that situation, sure, but the MC reacting like that subverts my expectations, and that's comedy, right? That's the punchline.
But I really doubt that it was comedy in this show, right? Because you know there was
and that's the
this
problem.
whole thing
Yeah,
with
and that's
he
the
was
fucking
attacked
problem.
or whatever, and he had blood on his hands, big trauma, big realization of human life and the value of it, and then the slavery thing enters, and I'm internally curious now. Is this the kind option? Is this him realizing that better than killing them, have them work for their crimes or something?
Well, like Gouda's given us more context, right? Like the moron is being sold into slavery for theft because he couldn't pay the compensation, right? So the guy's criticism of like, oh, well, can't he just like pay me or whatever, right? It's like, well, no, we can't, right? So how do you pay if you don't have any money, you know, to make the MC whole? He wouldn't be a slave if he could pay. Or if you know it's the literal punishment where, yeah. Like, again, like, there's so much shit. There's, like, layers to this, right? It's so fucking dense where this guy has fucked up so bad in his presentation of this that it just completely his argument just falls apart. It's just complete gibberish. And he's making it way worse for himself by presenting it as a joke, as a gag, and like making it comedic, right? It's so fucking funny. This is great. I'm tuning around. I like this guy. We're gonna have to follow this guy. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this man. I'm interested. I'm interested. We will watch this man's career with great anticipation.
Ooh, yeah, and also
The
because
next chapter
he
is him
he does have funny animations, so let's not forget.
He does have good animation. Like I said, I will give him credit where it's due. The animation's really good.
a man to a slave trader. While he's doing so, he sees a very pretty slave girl and instantly falls in love with her. The next 8 chapters are him working his ass off so he can buy her because he wants to sleep with her. He states multiple times that he wants to buy this girl because she is hot and he wants to have sex. I mean,
look, at least he's being honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's being honest about it. You know, it's like, I respect it. You know, he's not trying to, you know. Yeah, it's just he just wants to smash. He's being honest about it. You know, what do you can think that's disgusting or whatever, but you know, why do I go fuck what you think?
what gets me the most here is the main character knows what he's doing is wrong. He states multiple times throughout the story that what he's doing is not okay, and then he does it anyway.
That's funny. It's funny. How can you not think that's funny? I'm sorry. Yeah. Cool. That's great. That's cool. It's like whatever. Yeah, look. I get it. You're so offended, right? You're so deeply offended that the man wants to smash. Because a man having a sex drive, I guess, is like a sin in like some ideologies, I guess, or something, right? I guess, as we've covered on the channel before, for some reason, both sides just really fucking hate it when people have sex drives, right? Yeah. So it's contradictory, but it's funny. You also think about it in the context of the village. Oh God, our villager stole a named item from the MC who just genocided the bandits. The village chief went, fuck this guy, don't go. Yeah, that's actually a good point, right? Like, you just saw a guy kill like 5 people on his own, right? And he's like, yeah, I want the gear. And then some fuckwit in the village tries to steal from the guy who literally just massacred an entire group of people. Right? Yeah, no shit you're gonna sell that guy slavery. No shit. Right? Oh, man.
He knows she's not comfortable sleeping with him. He knows it's not okay to buy and sell people, but he does it anyway. It makes sense there isn't a villain in this story, because what the hell could he do to top this? I know some people...
How about I do anyway? I'll fucking do it again. Sorry, this is comedy. This is peak comedy. I love it.
People are gonna disagree with my take here and stand in defense of isekai, which is insane.
Why in defense of the whole of isekai?
Yeah, Ellie, we are peak isekai defender. We are the isekai defense squad. We are here on the front lines.
Yeah, sure.
The sanctity of our
seriously,
isekai.
We are. How am I? I mean, I like isekai. I made the whole timeline thing, but I'm not defending isekai from anything. I don't. You don't like isekai? All right. Oh, you're using stupid reasons. All right, you're stupid for using stupid reasons. But I don't really. That would be the same for any genre. I like my romance shows. If you criticize them romance shows,
the issue to me is not that he's criticizing, the issue is that he's doing this broad strokes generalization shit, right? That's the thing that we're against. If he wanted to do a criticism of that particular series, right? If he made a video that was, okay, I'm going to dissect the way slavery is handled in this hype this series, right? I'm not going to talk about all of isekai, right? Or all of the genre. I am just going to talk about this, labyrinth slave harem and why I think the slavery is disgusting, right? I might still call you a bit of a fucking pussy, right? For getting so offended, right? Because he's clearly offended, right? Like the way he's talked about it, right? He just keeps being fucking super offended about it. I would still probably make fun of him for it, but I'd have way less of a problem, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, that's your opinion. That's great. That you don't like the series because of XYZ offended, whatever. Like, who cares? I really couldn't give less of a shit, right? Really, in the grand scheme of things. It's when you start saying shit like, oh no, or 99% of isekai is trash. Every single isekai uses slavery this way. Oh, it's so common, it's so thing. There's like a million isekais and they're taking over my animes and it's all about slavery and it's promoting Jim Crow is going to rise again because of isekai, right? That's when I start to, come in and be a bit like, maybe not. Maybe we're not going to do this. Maybe we're not going to do this, right, Ellie? We're not going to do this. Again, if he wanted to, like, I'd be more interested in if he did like an actual analysis of that particular series and how it handles slavery. That would be a much more interesting video than this, right? But instead, all we're left with is, sandy, rocky foundations and moral grandstanding over cheap amateur fiction, right? But anyway, we've got a minute left. Let's see how it caps off this video.
Hold on. Let me just... Okay. Go ahead.
Sarcasm's funny, Ellie.
Oh, Direwire, you big dummy idiot. You're so wrong about isekai, it's not even funny. First off, you can't talk bad about the beautiful, perfect Japanese people.
Okay, he's doing the thing, Ellie. You know what he's doing? He got into an argument.
Yeah,
he got into an argument with some random dude on Twitter, and it's just fucking consumed him. He argued with one guy that was a dumbass, and now he's animated an entire 10-minute video almost on fucking the to own this guy who called him a slur on Twitter. Guy's so common. It's so fucking common. It's hilarious. People take this shit so seriously, right? It's fucking hilarious, dude. Like, God, oh no, there's a guy on Twitter who's like, you can't criticize the Japanese. Oh no, how dare you criticize the Jap? Someone said that to him like once in his life when he was like 12, and he's never gotten over it. He's never gotten over it, dude. It's crazy.
When the Japanese haven't ever done anything wrong, you can't judge Eastern media on Western morals.
Yeah, it's so Pacific. That's why it's so hyper Pacific. Like, you can't judge Eastern media on Western morals, Ellie. Like, yeah, I've seen dumbass motherfuckers make that kind of argument. So, like, yeah, he totally had someone. Yeah, Western morals are shit. Yeah, Western morals are shit. Again, like, he's obviously had an argument with one of these dumbasses, right, on Twitter, and he's seething. He's fucking seething about it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
This is an evil use of your talents in animation.
Yeah. Oh man.
Japanese don't even really understand slavery. It's not like the US where slavery was really recent. Japan hasn't had slaves.
Well, I mean, define recent, right? Like 100 years, 200 years, right? Not. And there's there's places in the world where slavery is like very much still a thing, right? It's still alive and well. People still getting enslaved, right? Let's just not talk about that, right? Let's just not talk about that, right? It's just not,
For a long time. They don't.
Also, I love the can't actually counter the points, so I'm just gonna resort to violence, right? Like, that's very mature, right?
Well, I mean, it's just animation.
Very mature
I don't really care for that.
No, it's not about no, because that is what, like, I've seen so many fucking things on Twitter where it's like the punchline of the comic. It's like they're trying to take down a straw man, and the punchline is just, oh, we just kill them, right? Just kill the person, right? Again, there's no argument. Like, he doesn't present any counters to any of those arguments. He just punches the guy, right? Which is indicative of a mindset, right? Again, he might be trying to do a gag or whatever, but to me, it's more indicative of this idea that, oh, don't actually like talk about ideas and discuss them with any real sincerity. No, just Ellie, we just kill people we disagree with, right? Just murder them.
Why not?
Who cares? Who cares? Just like the ICE agents, they disagree with the protesters, so they should just be able to kill them. It's not a problem, right? When that happens, right? The government, if you disagree with the government shouldn't have to like debate you or present arguments to get more votes than you in a Democrat. No, just kill them. Government should just kill people. It's just fine. It's just, Anyway, kind of being a bit sarcastic on my end aside. This was an interesting video from the perspective of, the guy's got talent, right? Like, the guy clearly, like, he can animate. I'm impressed by the animation. I think it's cool. Especially for like, it is low budget, but it shows that he has talent. But it's like you said, he's using those talents for evil. He's using those talents for evil, right? He's not. He didn't really present a very compelling case. He didn't use any like actual good examples for his to display what he was saying. You can't say, "Oh, I read 100 isekais," right? Like, I haven't fucking read 100 of anything. I haven't read fucking 100 of goddamn anything, right? And yet he's gonna sit here and be like, "Yeah, I totally read 100 of the isekais, but I'm only gonna give one example of an isekai, Ellie, and that's indicative of every single other
he really
isekai.
should have give me a Star Wars ripoff with every title you say that does this, and that will impress me a little bit. I still can question, is it true, etc., circumstances and needs, but that will prove it to me at least that you are confident enough to say all these of the have it. But just using one doesn't really inspire confidence in me that there are many more. And yeah, sure, give an actual example of one. Your most egregious one of them all. But you need more than just one.
I agree. Yeah. So that's kind of the end of the video. I mean, it was a good, I think we had some good discussions there. I had some good rants. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go refill my drink, and get ready to talk about anime because I have more. I gotta get my voice sorted out. Right? I'm screaming a lot. But anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Let's grab some drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all right. This video was kind of all right, but if you had seen the other video that was maybe in the list, it would be so bad. I'll spoil it now. Noretsu isn't here just for you. They bring up the actual slavery and the World War II Japan stuff, like the moral failings of what happens during the war is reflected in amateur writing of isekai. So no, it was not Moon. It was some random channel. But when I skimmed through it, I saw that World War II footage. I decided, no, we're not going to do that one. This one looks more interesting. It has a funny animation thing.
All right, let's pick a slide.
Yeah.
Pick a slide.
Let's do it in
What
kind of
are
in
we
a
doing?
semi-order. All right, let's see. Oshinoko.
Hey! Interesting episode this week.
Yes, it was all about one little arc-ish thing.
Yeah. Funnily enough. And yeah, it was interesting. It's very interesting. Hang on, there's a little dot on my screen. I'm just cleaning my screen a little bit. So basically, so they're going with the cosplay thing, right? They're doing the cosplay, doing the thing. They do the thing, and they, one of the people that shows up is one of Ruby's friends, who's a more adult cosplayer, and they talk about how, oh yeah, she does like R18 stuff, so don't look up her. You kids, don't go doing the thing, right? Don't go doing the thing, right? But then we kind of see, so the director man is a bit of a chauvinist, I guess would be the right way to put it. Right? He's a bit of a sexist man. He's been a bit of a creeper. He's been a bit of a creeper. He's asking
women
some very,
in showing skin, they must be sluts. Let me ask, and they're shameless sluts.
You have an R8. You do R18 stuff. Have you ever fucked anyone in cosplay? Have you ever done any cosplay sex? Have you ever done any? Oh yeah. And this leads to our cosplay girl. Oh, she puts out a tweet. She does the worst thing she could have done, Ellie. She puts out a big tweet.
Ooh.
Oh no, goes viral. Oh no, the show's getting
cancellation.
They're getting cancelled on Twitter. Yeah, on Twitter. Oh no, big PR nightmare. And you see this from kind of like the other perspective, right? Where yeah, you see this from like, oh shit, how the fuck? Oh fuck, we're so fucked. Oh god. Oh,
well,
shit.
Not exactly, because there's just one meeting, and the guy responsible says, "We're not going to air it right now. We'll maybe do an apology. I know that I'm actually responsible. I'm not going to say this out loud." But this is the end of the meeting.
We gotta push boundaries. We gotta push the boundaries.
And then when he's confronted from, hey, actually this is your fault, It's like, no, it's my job to do this. Actually, I was in the right all along. Actually, nah, he wasn't. It's just cope.
Yeah. So this leads to Black Star Ruby showing up and being like, "Hey, I got a pitch for you, Mr. Assistant Director." And they do this whole thing. They do this whole thing where the cosplayer comes on the show and they do like a whole thing. Oh, what we're gonna do a meta episode on what went wrong, right? And go and do like a self-analyzing of all of the problems, and it kind of ends with the director coming out in crossplay as a character with a costume that he may or may not have worked on, right? It could have been, but he shows up, and yeah, it is definitely interesting. It all ends well in the end, right? It all ends well in the end, doesn't it? Right? And Aqua's talking to Ruby, and Aqua correctly was like, "Ruby, how much of this did you fucking set up?"
Yeah.
And Ruby is like, Black Star Ruby is like, "What are you talking about?"
Because Naretsu, the funny thing is that Ruby was the one who got the sexy cosplayer in.
And she was the one that convinced her to do the special because they had a conversation in the cafe, right?
But also, Naritsu, there's a funny detail that the director who was asking the questions was there at Comic-Con, and he was not supposed to be there. But for some reason, he was there. Was it that Ruby just said, "Hey, director, wouldn't it be fun to see it for yourself?" Knowing that then the director would jump on to ask stupid questions to the cosplayer, causing this drama. If the cosplayer wouldn't do the tweet herself, Ruby would encourage her later. Oh, but she didn't have to do it. Oh, but she needs it to. Oh, you should have. Oh, come back on the show. You'll do this for all the cosplayers in the whole of Japan.
And then even on the show, when she's like, "Oh, maybe we'll, maybe we'll, I'm fine with this now, maybe
no,
I'm
you're
fine.
not.
No.
Are you super duper hyper percent sure? And then she said, "No, I'm not super sure." All right, time to.
Yeah, and then bring out the director. But of course, the Black Star Ruby is, I'm just a silly little girl. I could never, I would never do anything, right, Ellie? I would never be a conniving little bitch. Well, not really a conniving little bitch, but you get what I mean, right? I would evil woman 4D chess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. It is very interesting seeing the character development at play here with Black Star Ruby. I am all in.
Yeah, and this is a short arc, so it's not big character moments that we can talk about. But I do want to mention, maybe with my old manga reading knowledge, is that Aqua has become growingly suspicious of Ruby. In the last episode, she was like, "All right, somebody is telling her what to do." And this episode, Aqua is just looking at Ruby like, how have you set this all up? Who did this? Who are you talking to? And even getting Kana involved. Oh, this is great promotion for the idol group. This is brilliant. This is a brilliant move. Who gave you that idea? So, so I hopefully it's not too much of a spoiler that Aqua is going to meet Ichigo again. I don't know when though.
So it's very interesting. It's gone in a very interesting direction. And as always, I am always very interested in the behind the scenes entertainment football, right? I do quite like even if it's not necessarily 100% realistic, because of course it is, dramatized and, whatnot. It's authentic, right? It does come off as authentic, and it is interesting to see kind of a insider baseball view of the Japanese entertainment industry, as always. So I am quite I'm on board. So how's Torture of Princess Girl going? How's it going?
Naritsu, you'll never guess it. It's funny.
Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh no! Oh yes! Oh great! Oh cool! That's great.
She got a power up with all the. She got a massage she regained all her former strength as a commander of the Imperial Army and a commander princess. And then she very commandingly and full force says, "Yes, I'll submit to your torture. I'll tell you another secrets and whatnot." And then another thing is that the Demon King has a daughter, and the daughter can only do if you want to play with me, if you want to color this coloring book with me, you have to tell me a secret. And then the princess agrees. That's the torture, revealing the secrets. Of course, she just kind of gives in to the demon daughter because she's just so cute. It would be a waste, she'll cry because she didn't succeed, so better give in, otherwise the cute demon daughter will die. But in the rest of this time, her torture methods were actually super successful and hard-hitting for the princess. So in a reversal, the Demon King's daughter just utterly annihilated the princess in funny way. So, but anyway, that's the good stuff.
That's the end of that. So the Furins, I can talk about 2 episodes because I caught up. So the demon episode was very good animation on that. Demons showcasing why we need to kill them on sight. I dig, even though it is a little Twitter dramery. Everyone keeps trying to liken it to racism when it's not racism, right? It's not actually racism, guys. Calm down, right? It is pattern recognition combined with the demons are an alien. You have to think of them like they're aliens, right? And it's very fascinating because I can kind of talk about this with Darwin incident as well, because Charlie is actually very similar conceptually to a demon and Furin, right? So let me cook, right? So Charlie is not a human, and he's not a chimpanzee either, right? He is his own separate species, and therefore he has a completely different morality to a human. He doesn't fall into human morality, and this comes up when he's talking about eating humans, because to Charlie, eating humans doesn't, like, he has no moral qualms about it, because why would he? He's not human, right? It doesn't make sense. The demon in Furin presents the exact same dichotomy, because the demon is asked, oh well, why eat humans, why? Well, you could eat any, other things, right? You don't have to eat human. Why not? Like, why? Like, seriously, Ellie, why not? Why not eat humans? They're not demons. Why not? Why not eat humans? Right? It doesn't. Yeah. So people need to really kind of like stop with the memes, right? A little bit, where it's not about racism, right? It is about encountering a completely separate species that has a completely different, incompatible moral view to you, right? To the because the demon doesn't actually understand a lot of human concepts, and the humans don't understand a lot of the demon concepts of morality, right? So the demons have a completely different moral fiber that is not compatible, because it's obviously not compatible because they're eating fucking humans and killing them, right? So it's not a compatible moral structure, right? Because, so it is fascinating. It is fascinating how you have 2 shows right now kind of going into the same kind of interesting examination of morals, right? Even if it's not very, like, in-depth and focused on, it is an interesting look into what if you encountered something. Like, imagine, Ellie, if you could, like, talk to a, like, lion, right? You could just talk to a lion, and you ask the lion, hey, lion, why do you eat humans? What's up with that? And the lion just says, well, why not? You're meat. You're literally just meat. Everything that's, like, hell, I'll eat another lion if it dies, because it's meat. I just need to eat to survive, right? If I don't eat, I die. I don't give a shit. To a human, that's like sacrilege, because we have all these moral hang-ups around eating humans. Eating humans is bad. Killing humans is bad. Murder is a sin. All of this kind of stuff that's evolved over hundreds of years of us going through evolution and going through different moral structures and ideas around what we should do, right? And structuring different societies and civilizations on different moral frameworks, right? And we've just kind of landed on this that we're on right now, right? But when you encounter an animal, right, or something that is not human and completely alien to us, yeah, no shit, they're not going to give a fuck. And that's something that I think a lot of other works don't really factor in. Like, because there are plenty of works with aliens and different species and different things. But what ends up usually happening is authors will just write them as if they're humans, right?
Yeah.
They'll write them as it'll just be, oh, the elves, Ellie? Elves are just humans, right? With the same moral ideas and the same like maybe they have a different society with some different morals here and there, but they still wouldn't eat humans. They still wouldn't eat, kill, murder humans on sight because they don't care, right? So they are effectively, in terms of the moral structure, humans. And there's very few. I can't think of a lot of works that kind of explore this kind of like interesting idea of having something like that. There is one I watched. I think it's Feral Historian did a video on a work. It's about like these elephants that like invade Earth and they get basically conquered by humanity because they fail to understand humanity, right? Because they are an alien species. They're like elephant people. I don't quite remember exactly what the book was called, but he talks about it in a video, and it's a very similar like concept to this, where they end up losing the war because humanity just kind of doesn't play by their rules, because they have rules around war in their civilization where, if you go on your belly and let the enemy put the foot on the belly, that's surrender, and surrender is final. It's no one would ever feint a surrender to doing a surprise attack, right, Ellie? That would never happen. And then what does humanity do? Because humanity does not give a single solitary fuck about the rules of engagement of a completely foreign fucking culture, right? They just fucking do all the dirty, underhanded shit that humanity would do in that situation to survive, right? And so that's kind of what's being presented here. All right, I've talked for enough.
Yeah, but my criticism is, Naretsu, is that the demons in Freerun, I said it like last week, right? The criticism I have, or I share the criticism, in that the demons in Freerun are a little bit too inconsistent, because they kind of portray themselves of having no sympathies, kind of pure selfish beings. But then they do these little things that do show that they care, or, for each other, at least. They care for, demeanor and respect and
hierarchy.
And those things are kind of incompatible with demons being so older from humans. So whenever a demon says in Freerun, I cannot, we are completely incompatible with humans. That is, the demons and Freerun and the whole world of Freerun kind of agrees. Yes, that is the case. But when you look at what how the demons behave, that is kind of in conflict with what it's it's not exactly like the sky is green and you look at the sky is blue, but everybody says it's green or something, right?
I'm not so necessarily sure, because to me the demons, at least the ones we've encountered, I can't speak for the manga or what's coming, right? I can only speak for what I've seen. They're portrayed as caring a lot about their own survival, right? And especially, specifically talking about the episode we watched, right? Or like the last episode, right, that I watched, which we're talking about, right? The demon specifically is like, having to eat to survive, killing the village, setting up this plan, right, to allow it to continue to survive, right? Survival seems to be a very key factor. And while because here's the thing, it's not necessarily that it's like maybe they could possibly, be able to live in, peace and harmony. I don't think we're at that point yet, right? and it would be something that we'll have to see if it goes into and more as we go into the work, right? Is there even a possibility that the humans could be like demons could be integrated? Even because that's the thing. Do you want the demons to be integrated into human models, right?
That's
What
kind
would
of a
that
separate
say,
questions
right?
from.
There's, but this is the thing. This is why it's interesting because there are a lot of questions around this, right? Like, I do get where you're coming from, where there's like slight contradictories in how because I think it's because you are viewing the demons from the perspective of the human morality, right? And so we haven't actually seen a whole lot of the actual boots on the ground demon morality. We've seen bits and pieces here and there, and we've seen other characters give secondhand, like Frierin's perspective, right? And other humans' perspective. But we haven't really gotten and I know that there is a character that comes up that is a demon that is trying to do fucking deep society stuff, right? I know that is coming. That is a spoiler, right? That I know is a thing. But at this point in time, we haven't had the actual demon perspective, right?
Yeah, we still don't have it.
And so I think that what you're interpreting is the fact that we're getting one side of the story and we're only getting bits and pieces, and those are contradictory specifically because we are only getting like half information, right? We're only getting one side of it, and that side of it might not even be correct, right? The side that we like, the interpretation that the characters that have the human morality, because again, we're trying to interpret demon morality through our own lens, right? Through our own morality. When that might not, again, because they might not even be compatible in the first place, is it even possible to do that? Like, can you analyze the morality of a lion, right? Can we as humans, like, yeah, we could look at it from the perspective of survival, right? The lion is eating meat, like I just described, right? It has to eat meat to survive, so it doesn't give a shit about like the idea of not killing its own kind, right? Like, it'll eat another lion if it dies in front of it, right? Because it's meat. You know, we can, but that's, again, that is from a human perspective. We are analyzing that through our own way of thinking about it, not because we can't actually empathize with the lion that deeply, right? Through its own eyes, through its own perspective. So I'm wondering if that's why it's contradictory, right? Because it is so alien to the humans in the setting, because I'm trying to view it from the perspective of the actual setting, right? Not through real life, right? Our own perceptions. Is it because from the perspective, like 99% of the time when the humans in Frieren interact with demons, it's going to be a war, or it's going to be violence, entire villages getting slain and eaten, and there's no body, and there's not even bodies left behind because they eat the whole fucking body, right? As we saw in this episode. Like there is, and again, I find it fascinating. I think it's fascinating. I'm interested to see where the author / series goes with this concept. And I just think that people that boil that down to, oh, it's about race, are fucking on both sides. On both fucking sides, you're idiots. You're fucking retarded. Okay? It is not about race. It is about morality, right? It is about core values and core, like, framework, like ways we see the world, right? Like, it's a base level thing. It's got nothing to do with like the blacks or the whites or whatever dumb shit people on Twitter are talking about. But anyway, that's enough. Yeah, unless you've got something to add to that, I'm done talking about that particular aspect of it.
No, you didn't watch the last episode.
I have watched both. So
let's do fun. Stark thought he was funny, but it is actually a
okay.
date.
Well, that comes later. So
yeah,
and I know there was a little bit more in the
it.
demon. There was a little bit more in the demon episode, but it was kind of a lot of this current arc seems to just be little micro adventuring. You know, they go.
But also, I feel that this season has more of a focus on Stark and Fern because, you know, the first episode was them falling in the cave, and Fern kind of semi-opening up to Stark about her feeling insecure without her magic and all that stuff, right? So
yeah. Sorry. So we'll kind of skip over last episode's other story that was kind of just it was fine. It was fine. But this current episode was the hot springs part where Stark it's not worth it, whatever, right? But Stark is like, oh no, my master said that the view, and I thought it was very charming, right? Because it is, it's not about the destination, it's about the memories, right? And about the view and remembering that view, and then then they have to go down the mountain, and she's like, "Oh, it wasn't worth it." But again, it's part of the journey stuff, right? And I think that is kind of fun. It was kind of funny. But the actual real funny thing was, yes, they've arrived at like the hot spring town, and Fioren's in her hot springs and doing stuff. Stark and Fiorен are in a room, and Fioren is teasing Stark a little bit, being like, because Stark's like, oh yeah, I'll go and sharpen my axe at the thing or whatever, and Fioren is like, oh, give me attention, being vague and as woman, am I right, Ellie? Woman not communicating, right? Not being straightforward. And Stark sees Stark, genius that he is. Again, his one brain cell activates, and he does a fucking great move where he's like, oh, well, if you want attention so bad, how about we go on a date tomorrow? And Fern just drops book. And Stark is like, oh no. I am so fucked. I am so dead. She's going to kill me. But she doesn't. She just like, okay. It just walks out. She doesn't even take the book. She doesn't even take the book with her, Ellie. And then Fioren meets Stark outside. He's like, do I give her the book back?
What do I say?
What do I do? Fioren. Grandma Fioren, what do I do? Oh no. That's another strike. What happens when I get 3 strikes, Ellie? Legendary crash out.
Yeah.
She's been. I guess the context is like, yeah. Fioren has like a strike system every time Stark like is calling her old or whatever, and she's like, yeah, I will scream, and I love how she says it like with a proud face as well. A lot of the animation in the last few episodes, like the expressions, there was a lot of really good Fioren react images in this episode. Because she's got this smug face, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I will just cry and whine and just roll on the ground." Even Hamill was scared when it happened, and then it cuts to like, yeah, she's been crying for 3 days and 3 nights. So scary. I saw a funny, someone made a meme of that where they put SpongeBob music behind it. So good. So anyway, yeah, Fioren and Stark, they go and look at date spots, and Fioren is like, oh, this is just all stuff that the priest guy said that she liked, and oh yeah, you're a good. And I did find it funny when Fioren also goes to Fioren for advice, and Fioren's just like, oh, you too?
Yeah. That was cute.
And then we don't get to see the date. That'll be next episode, I guess. We'll get to see the date between the two. So yeah, no, good. Yep, Fioren, good. It's continuing. Interesting stuff going on, right? Very chill, very relaxed.
Yeah.
This. It's mostly just place to place, little mini episode stuff. Quite fun. I'm happy. Good to look at. So anyway, what do we got next? What are we doing?
Next slide. Next slide. Big slide.
Oh man, it's good I've got my water with me, because holy shit. Let's do Fate.
Sure.
It's a big fight in Fate.
Yeah, demi-humans, demigods all around. Gil got attacked by
Gilgamesh. Yeah. Gilgamesh is being Gilgamesh. He's doing his Gilgamesh things. He's being a He's being a good.
We're getting more and more servants on the field, and last
Assassin Man is hinted. It's Assassin Man. He's doing assassin things, being assassin.
So it was revealed that we got 6 servants who are fake, and then we got 7 real servants, and so we got 6 servants, which is all the servants minus Saber, and then just 7 regular servants, which can maybe there's some fuckery around that. Oh yeah, it is the real, fake archer is Gilgamesh, and real archer is Aclades. But because he's so angry, he's a kind of a archer
Berserker.
Avenger.
Avenger, yeah. I don't remember the fucking system, but pretty much, yeah. That's the general gist. And most of the episode was just introductions to characters fighting, big stuff going on, funny stuff with our Saber boy, who is not King Arthur. Turns out, not a variation of King Arthur. What was it, King of Denmark or something like that?
Richard is King of England.
Richard, yeah. No, was he King of England?
Yeah, King of England, Normandy.
Okay, so he's different. So he's in Normandy. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, because he describes it as not, because obviously it wasn't quite England. He's different names of things.
Normandy, the Normans, and the Saxons, and all that kind of deal.
Yeah. So he is a different kind of Saber. He's fun. I do like the funny interactions he's having with our girl. They're having fun playing rock and roll. He just immediately can play the guitar because reasons, I guess. He's cool. He's cool like that. He's doing stuff. He's quite a funny. He's a funny man. He's cool. I like him. But other than that, there's not too much else to really talk about, I guess, because it is very much normal fate stuff. So Fire Force, interesting things happening in Fire Force. Basically, the world. So what's happening, which is a little bit difficult to explain, but. So human perception of things, right? The way that we view a thing in our heads is merging with the objective reality of the show. So the moon has changed into the Soul Eater moon, right? Because humanity's perceptions and ideas of what a moon is, right, have merged with the reality of the world. It's very fucking complicated to try and explain this, right? So the ocean has turned kind of into the Great Wave stylization, because that is the way that the people of the Japan of the setting view the ocean in their minds. And what the bad guys are trying to do is they are trying to destroy humanity, or to end the world, by having humanity only think about despair and destruction, and bringing that despair and destruction into reality through the Adola link or whatever, the world, because the spoiler kind of drop is that the alternate universe Adola or whatever is basically the collective consciousness of humanity. Right? So all of human perception has created an alternate universe where, for instance, Shinra, right? Our Shinra man, right? There is the evil version of him that is the demon, because everyone has the perception that he is a demon, right? So the version of him from Adola is the demon version, whereas in the real world he's the heroic main character man, right? And what happens in this episode is they have a fight with the prophet guy, who was actually a fraud, but that's complicated. I've talked about that when we were last talking about Fire Force, I think. But he shows up, but it's not actually him. It's people's perceptions of that guy, right? So he is like he's got like burning mustache and eyebrows, and he's in like a priest outfit, and there's a giant metal sun behind him, and he's shooting laser beams, and people are praying to him for salvation, and he's saying death is salvation, just given to suffering and despair because he's evil and whatnot, right? And so what ends up kind of happening is there's a fight that happens between Shinra and the guy, but because everyone around Shinra is like believing him to be a hero, and in the animation, right, it's really fucking well done, where the entire animation style for Shinra changes and he becomes more cartoony, like the moon,
like the
and
moon,
like the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are perceiving him as the cartoon hero, right? So he becomes a cartoon, and he gets supercharged, powered up by people's. It's interesting how my boy Arthur, the hero man, in his delusions, his entire power is like extending to everyone now because he must have been clued in, right? Unknowingly clued into how this works, right? So his delusions about being the knight, right, and all of that stuff, and that making his sword go bigger, is him tapping into he's creating his own perception of himself, and the more he looks like the perception of himself, the stronger he gets, right? Shinra is experiencing some of that with the hero thing, right? And he one-shots the priest by going at the speed of light and kicking his forehead open, because the priest guy merges with the metal sun and becomes a giant head. Right? It's very it's very silly, but it's kind of cool, right? But it turns out, Ellie, this was the plan. This was the conspiracy, because the bad guys don't want Shinra to be the hero, because if he's perceived as the hero, then that ruins their entire plan to bring everyone into despair if there is a savior, right? Because everyone will pour all of their mental capacity into the savior, and then the world will not end, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think happens when the Shinra killing the head of the entire religion, right? The prophet, he literally killed Jesus. How do you think the Christians would react if Jesus comes to life and some random guy just kills him?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. So everyone that understands what's going on was like, oh yeah, Shinra's a hero, that's cool. But everyone else in the country who just saw Shinra blow the fucking forehead open of the prophet, right? They are big despairing right now. Shinra's a demon. He killed the prophet. How dare he? Oh, he is a demon. And then Shinra's vanished. He's disappeared. He's gone somewhere. Where is he gone? Don't know. He's disappeared again. Uh-oh. So they played him like a damn fiddle, Ellie. They played him like a damn fiddle. Fascinating stuff. Very interesting. I'm down. I'm down for this direction. I'm interested to see where they go with it. This whole playing around with people's perceptions versus reality, and the reality merging with perception is such an interesting topic.
Yeah.
People don't give Fire Force enough credit. It's very fascinating. So anyway, I need you to talk about Roll Over and Die, or my voice is going to fucking blow out.
Yeah, so Roll Over and Die, we're still on the quest for some medicine, some herbs. And we got into the scary place with the the spiral face monster thing. And it's looking very spooky, very much laboratory, experimenty, people in tubes, that kind of deal. And it's getting kind of creepy, Neretsu. We're getting, some narration, some backstory that the characters aren't privy to. and Flum's name is mentioned again, like she's some prophesized entity. Although I'm not super clear, because Flum was like selected to be a hero because she had super, abilities. So I'm not sure if there's some sage in the temple that knows and can feel the names and places and of people who have these special abilities. Because it seems to be that only really heroes have them. And so it's unclear if Flum in this case was sensed out and it's kind of a thing that is normal, or something really spooky and unnatural is happening, because
I have a feeling when she defeated that wolf chimera thing, it probably put her on the radar of like,
it's like
oh,
she
wait
was
a
like
minute.
scanned as in proximity.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like she is a threat, right, to whatever the plan is, right? Whatever they're doing with the spiral, the anti-spiral, I guess, or whatever, right?
Don't think so.
I'm wondering if, because she defeated that chimera, or maybe not defeated it, but at least like, incapacitated it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that just kind of put her on the radar of spoiler alerts, it's the fucking church. Puts her on the radar of the church as like, oh, wait a minute, she could actually be a threat to whatever the plan is. Don't quite know what the plan is yet, but whatever it is, that she might actually be able to stop it, right?
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Well, I don't feel like that is really the case, because she's not a known threat, right? She's just a hero, and she could be overpowered by just a regular corpse, or a regular battalion, or whatever size of 5 or 12 people of military could defeat her, at the start of this adventure. So it's not like the church really has even a reason to go that hard after her. And oh yeah, I guess she defeated a strong wolf, but the wolf was still like in the range of reasonable thing that humans could defeat. So I'm kind of curious. I'm leaning towards more Lovecraftian horror thing more than prophesized hero-ish. It is kind of portrayed more as a Lovecraft, with journals that ramble on about things, and then suddenly your name is in there. But how could I have known your name?
Yeah. They were tapping into some Eldritch bullshit they shouldn't be tapping into, which kind of ties into the other reveal of the episode, which was kind of hinted at the last episode, where demons might not actually be the bad guys here. In a sense.
Not now. There was a war in the past, but now they don't really care for to
yeah, demons don't actually like just indiscriminately kill people and whatnot. Like we've got standards, because we meet like the succubus girl, right, who saves them basically, and it's kind of like, hey, I'm not actually that bad. I just, oh, you're actually kind of cute, Miss Priest Girl. Yeah. So overall, things are happening, but it's not amazing. It's kind of, it's better than some other stuff we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Or maybe not talk about, I guess. It's definitely it's got some interesting elements to it, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's super groundbreaking.
But it does keep the interest of, like we kind of mentioned, of slavery in different forms, church, spiritual or ideological slavery, power systems, corruption, secrets, betrayal, all that kind of deal, and propaganda and lies. Big society comments in that sense. And we kind of have now our kind of the setup of it is done, right? We kind of have like now a
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah, we kind of need. I think we need to have the plot kind of start moving a little bit now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next episode.
Yeah, just because we got our we kind of got our main crew. We kind of got our main antagonists. The demons are not the real antagonists. Somebody in the church is simultaneously the guy in the hero's party is still an asshole and still is like after that one girl. That's not going to be very consensual in the end, I assume.
Yeah, he's a bit of a creepo. Yeah, he's a bit of a creep.
So things are happening.
Yeah, things are happening. So what about Tomboy Crossdress?
Yes. So last episode, our main boy got drunk and did a drunk kiss on girl. Girl, punched him very hard, so he had a black eye, but he was drunk accidentally, so he doesn't really remember doing the thing. So our cross-dressing girl is left with the confused feelings of being kissed. Why? But she doesn't remember. But I'm here for him actually, so this is cool.
You're very typical, stuff.
And in the meantime, our girl talks to a guy for like 2 seconds, and then she gets massively harassed. Your typical Japanese bullying tactics of thumbtacks in the shoebox and stuff written on your desk and stuff. And it turns out that no, it's not because the guy is jealous of her personally. No, she was talking to a guy that he likes. Jealousy. And there is a funny bit where, because our main character comes from America, when she sees the note, Korosu with the kanji Korosu, she reads like the individual parts of the kanji as, kana. So you could, with some difficulty, read like Korosu, like, I don't know, like me te no or something like that. So every time she gets a threat like kill or die, or she just starts reading the radicals in the kanji, and no, that's not what it says, stupid. Anyway, funny joke. Other than that, our girl starts bonding with the doctor because the doctor knows that she's a girl, and they talk about kind of lying and jealousy and all this stuff. So, but anyway, the story continues. Good stuff. Not much. I mean, Hanakimi is, from what I remember, is like at least a 200 minimum 7 volumes of chapters. They're not going to, I think at least, not going to do this all in like 12 episodes. Maybe they will. This like they have like smartphones now, so I guess they just replace newspaper articles in their hands with a smartphone. And the story, otherwise the story hasn't changed that much. I mean, they had like cell phones then, kind of.
Right. So, I haven't caught up on Slave Soldier, at least this week's episode. The last episode I watched, I think I watched last week's episode and caught up to that at least, and it's just continuing. It's fine. It's just the training happening, new abilities happening. Just typical stuff. But it's well animated and it's itchy as boobies. It's fine. It's good. I did not watch Blind Boy, and I may or may not continue Blind Boy because I'm not super interested, and it's kind of gotten boring because the whole blind thing is sort of a non-issue now, and it's just funny, gags that are not really that funny to me, at least. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to continue that one. However, some boigery, or however you pronounce it. Yeah, that's just this is some good shit, Ellie. This is some fucking good shit. I am eating good with the Death Games.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And I'm more
It's
convinced
so
than
fucking
before
good.
that this. I'm more convinced that this was her actual 10th game. Although I'm slightly doubting
this is out
it.
of order.
But I'm slightly doubting it because she was very, rational and experienced by the end, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel it is the 10th in the end.
So there's like multiple things about this episode that were fucking fascinating. So the first one is, so Blonde Girl reacts to the whole because our girl basically is like, oh, I would have saved her anyway, I was just teasing, right, in her head, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, oh, I touched like the deepest recesses of her heart, how cute. I think I like her. The hidden Yuri show strikes again. The hidden Yuri show strikes again, Ellie. But jokes aside, interesting again, because it's like, this is characterization of our main girl, because we haven't really gotten a lot of info on the main girls, like outside of her being really like good at the Death Games, right? And we had a little bit in the first episode where she's reacting to the blue-haired girl getting, shredded. A little bit of internal monologue on that, but in this one, she's like, wait a minute, that kawaii, right? Right? I touched something that shouldn't have been touched. I hit the deepest recesses of her heart and she pushed away. I have to save her now. So she does. She goes out and fights the wolf to save our yellow-haired girl. And they all end up in the room. And we have the first male voice of the show.
Yeah.
Right? The first male has arrived.
Bear puppet robot thing.
IRL puppet man. Yeah. IRL puppet man has shown up and is explaining, okay, guys, go into your individual booths. We have to wait for the final contestant to show up or whatever. And so they do. And obviously our girl manages to defeat the wolf and they go in. And so what's happening is there is a vote, and it is based on the ancient Greece way of exiling people, where it's, okay, who contributed the least, right? And they go through some Q&As, like, what if I vote twice? What if I don't vote? What if I right? And basically it's whoever loses, through how, they say that it's a poison, right? We've got this very advanced poison that will fill the chamber and you're dead, basically, right? Savor the poison because it's so and so and so and so. And so they do the vote, and the kind of brunetti kind of girl who didn't really also do a whole, like, because it was between the two other girls, right? The one that was the white-haired, short-haired girl, and the girl that had kind of the tied hair.
Yeah, because the brunettes call her. She didn't risk her life or point anything out. The glasses girl got blown up and pointed out risks and all that stuff and information. I did believe that white-haired short girl did contribute something like in the first episode of this arc in the beginning, but that was like her one contribution.
So the vote obviously ends up with her dying. Now, the part of this that I think is fucking fantastic is you don't see it. You don't see it. They cut away immediately. And then they have the girls that survived walking out and explaining I voted for her, you voted for her. Oh, the tiebreaker was Saguri's vote, and she just wrote everyone's fucking name and put them all.
Yeah.
She just fucking. And it just so happened to be that girl's vote that was the first one to drop or something, right? Basically.
Mhm.
And we also get to see the handlers, quote unquote, the agents, as they're described, show up. So it seems like the system at play here is these girls have like a sponsor or a handler or something, and those
Yeah, suddenly other people appear with.
And some of them are male as well. Okay. First time seeing males in the whole fucking show, right? Crazy talk. Holy shit. So and we do see the aftermath of the death because the handler for the brunette girl shows up and knocks on the door, and they open the door. Dude, she's fucking turned into cotton.
Yeah.
Because of the way that, you know, the blood and the coagulation and the and the way that the, you know, if you get your arm cut off, like the blood coagulates so you can survive, you don't have to worry about bleeding out, right? And that kind of thing. You have this interesting, like, okay, I gotta roll back because I gotta explain why I think this is fucking fantastic. It shows restraint, right? Because you don't see what happened, right? You don't see her screaming in agony and blood coming out of her eyes and all, like, because the author very well could have indulged in the brutality, right?
Yeah.
Of this girl's dying to this poison, and she ends like, because the end point is she's a fucking pile of cotton. I describe it as cotton because it looks like cotton to me, right? Like that she's literally turned into cotton, right? On the floor. There's nothing left of this girl. And so they could have indulged in that suffering and the girl, you know, getting, you know, melting, I guess, or however the fuck she died, right? But because they didn't show it, it is way more impactful. It is way more fucking cool because now you're thinking about it, right? Now you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, that was my reaction, right? Because I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so we don't get to see it. All right, that's kind of cool because, again, it shows restraint. You know, you don't have, you know, show don't tell, right? You know, using show don't tell correctly, right? Then you see the aftermath and you're just like, holy shit, what the fuck? Right? And now you've got your own brain, your own imagination going through like all the different, like, okay, wait, did she explode in the fucking
Yeah,
thing?
I kind of, my personal feeling is that well, it doesn't really matter in that
This is the thing.
sense.
It doesn't matter, but I'm praising the direction here. Right, I'm praising the fact that they showed restraint in the show, because it could, you know, you could, I've read stuff that's got gore in it, right? I've read my fair share of revenge stories and, you know, redos of healers and stuff along those lines, right? Within that same vein of story, right? Where there's a lot of brutality and relishing in the brutality of showing like people getting ripped apart or eaten. You know, I think about like Game of Thrones, right? Where, you know, what's his name gets eaten by the dogs, right? In that one scene, and his jaw gets ripped off by the dog, and that's brutal, right? And that's like one way to go about it, where you know, you show it, right? You show the brutality of it, and that's the shocking part of it. This is something that's way harder to pull off, and I think they pulled it off beautifully in showing that restraint and not just directly showing you the death, but having you come up with your own interpretation in your brain by just showcasing the outcome without any other context. It's I love it. I think it's great. I think it was fantastic. And then the other part of this is we get to see kind of the aftermath in that our yellow girl is in the car with her handler, and basically she has a fucking crash out.
Yeah.
She literally is like, do you mind if I have a bit of a fucking
crash out
right now? And he's like, no, go ahead. And you just see her kicking and screaming because she is so pissed at our girl because our girl is better than her, right? And we established in the previous episode that she has a complex around this and she might have even killed her sister over it, right? Like there's some very dark implications going on here. Maybe not even implications, just directly fucking stating, right? Yellow-haired girl is kind of a psycho, right? Kind of crazy. Wants to break people, right? Be better than people. People need to be beneath her. That's why she needs to be the leader. Why she pushes to be the leader, because she has to be the one on top. And when she's in this situation where she's not on top, for like either because it's due to trauma or because of some other reason that we haven't quite figured out yet with her character, this means that when our main character comes along and is just objectively better at the death games than her, right? And just a better, player. And even rubs salt in the wound with the the mocker, the you have to apologize and I'll save you, right? Like really hit it. Like it's like what was described. She touched the very darkest reaches of her heart, right? She touched something that shouldn't have been touched, and that has now set up this girl to be the rival,
the
character.
villain, the rival. Yeah,
I wouldn't describe it as the villain, just a rival character. And because she gets asked when, again, we also get a little tidbit, they have like prosthetic arms, right? Because I'm assuming this is like a futuristic situation where, you lose your arm, you can get a prosthetic, right? She's getting this prosthetic put on, and the handler kind of asks her, like, oh, are you going to play the games again? And she's like, yes, because I have to beat her. I have to have a chance at beating this bitch, right? It's so good, Ellie. It's so fucking good. I fucking love it. It's so great. And it's like, I'm not doing it justice with the explanation because it's all done in this masterfully directed way where it's all about symbolism and implications and paying fucking attention, right? You have to pay attention to the show so you could pick up on these little indications of things that are happening. And then all of the jigsaw pieces you pick up over the course of an episode will come together in some way and might even carry over into the next game, because who knows what the next game going to be, the 50th game or the first game or the 5th game? Like, now that we've established we're out of order, right? I am so fucking hype. I am so on board. This is me to a T. I love this shit, right?
Drama,
but I can understand
suspense,
why. Yeah. Drama, suspense, and just well directed, right? Just super well directed in how it's conveying this information. But again, as I always say, I can see how after that first episode had its, shocking moment with the girl getting shredded, no one's fucking talking about this show again, Elliot. There's no posts about it on Twitter.
I think because it's not a big trauma, fight scenes, hype moments.
Yeah, it's not guns and ball. It's not big fight scenes, big sakuga, big animation, big stuff. It's very artistic. It's an art anime, right? This is art we are witnessing. This is something you go see in an art gallery, right? Which I know sounds a little pretentious, but I think that's kind of the reason why no one's talking about it now, because it's not, the kind of stuff that gets attention. It's not controversial, right? It is very much, you're gonna like it, and you're gonna keep up with it like I am, or you're gonna fucking hate it because you're gonna think it's pretentious garbage, right? But yeah, that's all. I don't know if you've got anything to add, because I really needed to get that out. I really needed to rant about
your super favorite show. No, good show, good quiet moments, scene setting things. I really have no real complaints. The only complaint I may have is that this might could have been 2 episodes instead of 3. I kind of
Mm.
just want to see more games, more characters, more interactions. So
yeah, and since it's a 12, it's an 11er or so because it was a double episode to begin with. It's technically an 11er. It's not a 12er. I am wondering how, like, if we're doing like 2 episodes a game, probably got another few games left if we're depending on how quickly we get through things. So, yeah, let's. I'm like I said, I'm down. I'm fully on board. I'm hooked. This is Cleaver of the season, quite frankly. I mean, along with Sentence to be a Hero, I would say. I mean, Sentence to be a Hero is probably on par, but in different ways. Like, again, it's different, right? It's different ways, different reasons.
If we're going to talk about the next slide,
open
up the next slide.
Last slide. Well, I'll quickly kind of like shoot a few things out. So, haven't caught up on Priestess Love show. Again, it's one of the ones that's falling through the cracks due to Enfield. There is more of a chance of me watching the next episode of that than the Blind Kid show. So that one might come back. So Digimon, funnily enough, so remember how I like completely memory hold what happened in the fucking last episode? I was thinking about it in bed during the night of that episode when we recorded when we did that stream, and I was like, what the fuck happened in that episode? Oh! So what happened was basically Mushroom Team showed up to fuck with the orphanage for the Digimon made by the guy who looks evil but he's not actually evil. And it's kind of, you know, just the Digimon fight back against the evil Digimon and they win and they do things and the things that happen, that are things. The newest episode, a little bit more interesting. We get to know more about one of the people on the other team, and that he's like a refugee, whose friend gets hit by a literal bomb, and that's led him to have a bit of a suicidal complex, which is not great. He's going through some shit. Probably him being in a militaristic fucking organization is also probably not helping his situation that much, but it is, you know. But other than that, Digimon's fine. I've got nothing else to really kind of say on that. What about your rom-com show?
My rom-com,
Darwin.
So the purple-haired girl has shown up, and her thing is that she was like a year younger than the rest of them, so it's like the younger sister-ish, a childhood friend of the 3 that we know. You know, Tsundere, actual neighbor, and now hanging on cuter girl, a younger girl. And the thing is that she's still she talks in that sleepy, in her own world voice. And she
got that sleepy Beepo voice, yeah.
Yeah, and her own world. But meanwhile, she is very openly saying, "Hey, I love you, and all that stuff." But he just takes it as younger sister behavior, not as actual, you know, real feelings. And she's way more brazen and bold than the girls thus far, and openly just says from, "Yeah, I want to fuck him," basically, you know, different words, but while the others are just like, "Ooh, ooh," she's like, "Nah, I wanna sleep with him. I want to touch him. I'm going to sit in his lap. I'm going to touch his face. I'm going to do this and that." And you know, as the show goes, he takes it as, you know, like I said, younger sister behavior, and. So she is kind of acting like a ditzy child, or more childish. She does have more, say, adult ambitions and some skills. Like she is a very good cook. She can treat wounds because she wants to be a nurse. So there's a nice contrast between, you know, how she's kind of is and is seen. But meanwhile, no, she's very capable, actually. Also in the sense of she knows that she wants to fuck him, and she's open about that, and it's in that sense more adult. This child is the girl with the most childish behavior is the most adult and assured of all of them. I am giving it one more episode, kind of hesitantly, to get the tomboy episode, because then the girl's complete. I have to say now, I'm only doing this in a sense of some, video game completion spirit, not because I'm actually going to beat the game, just to, get all the side quests done. Basically, that's the goal. But that's my thing for the rom-com.
So Darwin, so where we last left off with that one, Charlie broke the door down on the hotel room of the terrorists and was like, "Yo, sup?" And it's interesting because the way that he tracked them down, because you would think they would go with, oh, he has like smell and he smelled them or whatever. That was what I was expecting. But no, it was like, oh yeah, your wound, like I cut you and you would need medical treatment, but I know you wouldn't go to the hospital. So I checked the drugstores, and then the guy at the drugstore saw one of you guys, and I was like, it was like, oh yeah, that's him. And then I followed him. So interesting subversion there, I guess. And so Charlie is basically like, yeah, my friend is like anxious because you guys are like, you tried to like, I don't know, murder my entire family. Yeah, can you turn yourselves in? And the black guy's like, sure. Of course. And then there's like some political, big debate, big philosophy, animals, kind of the stuff that I talked about with the Freeran section, right? Like, morality and blah 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 blah. The terrorists don't like humans because reasons and stuff, right? They end up force crashing the car that they're in, sacrificing one of the terrorists in the process so that the head terrorist and the other guy can get away. And Charlie is kind of framed in this because Charlie's in the car and he tries to save the life of the terrorist who got stabbed in order to crash the car because the guy stabbed his own guy. And the cops basically pick up and imprison Charlie. And we find out in the subsequent episode that Charlie is not treated as a person. He is an object. He is the property of the family, not actually adopted. Because he is not a human, therefore he has no rights. All right? And so now we're transitioning into this, like, I guess, legal story, all right? Where, the whole reason that we are trying to get have him go to school and be normal, right, is so that we can showcase that he is actually human enough to get human rights, right? And we will sue the US government, right, to get him legal status as a citizen of the United States so that he can have rights and such and such. So yeah, interesting, and yeah, it is some interesting stuff. It kind of ends with them going to the police station and Charlie saving the friend character who's getting into a scuffle with the police over stuff. I think it's interesting. There's definitely some fun stuff going on, but at the same time, I do feel like it is getting a little bit high off its own bullshit, I guess.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah, like it kind of feels like it's indulging a little bit in the this is a big brain philosophical debate about rights and humanity and doing thing. Should Charlie have rights, but he's not? The debate around it. The cops view him as a thing and not a right. In contrast to Freeran, that obviously isn't about that. So maybe I'm doing a bad comparison here because I feel like that's the point of Darwin, is that the whole point of the show is this philosophical debate, which kind of makes my criticism, like I'm criticizing the show for being what it is, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Which is not great. But I compare it to Frieren in the sense that Frieren, yeah, it's bringing up a lot of the same kind of like moral philosophies and stuff, but of course it's not dwelling on it, and it's more slow burn because you're getting bits and pieces here and there. Whereas this is just jumping straight into, we're going to sue the US government, right? But it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's great. It's okay. So anyway, Census to be a Hero, which you didn't watch, but I did.
Nemetsu, I did watch it while we were talking right before the stream. So I
see,
did.
guys, Ellie is secretly an anime maxer.
Yeah.
He is an anime maxing man.
I didn't skip. I didn't times 2. I didn't skip forward. I just skipped the intro and outro. That's the only. No, I did.
So the basic gist is they're at this castle, and there's a festival going on at the castle, and our boy, he just wants to read.
Not necessarily really. Not necessarily a festival. It looks also more like the day that the traders come in, like, because it's all military personnel that is doing the buying. So, and it's right. It's not. I mean, it is an event, but it isn't, say, a nationwide festival, right? It's a little. Yeah, I mean, it was like the exchange, right? Oh, hey, it's the exchange. But is that a festival? Yeah, well, I guess it's...
Yeah. So, but, okay, just skipping over that, right?
Yeah.
Basically, they're at this castle, and it's sort of a bit of a downtime episode where we're getting a little bit of more context. Like, we get some lore drops about what the goddesses are. They're kind of like gates that can, like, produce... If, like, one of them is like a poison one, and one of them can see the future, and one of them can do... They can all do different things, but they're kind of like gateways to an alternate thing. They also sort of drop a little lore tidbit that our zombie man might be an isekai character.
Yeah.
He might be from another world, but he's been around so long and died so many times and been resurrected so many times, he's kind of fucked. So there's some lore drops that happen, and they've got their new assignment. It is to hold the castle until they die.
Yes.
Which is not optimal, but it's because the church is, a little bit pissed off at our man after the mine incident. Because the church guy's a bit of a dick, I guess, and the church seems to be getting set up as being bad guys because, well, kind of interestingly, there's a duality going on because we also get the drop that the military was going to dissect our little lolly girl to figure out, because if goddesses can be killed, as was established by our guy killing a goddess that got corrupted, if they could be killed, can we manufacture them? Right? Because they're just using old goddesses that awaken and reawaken, right? So they need to kind of figure out, can we make them? Well, this one seems to be a weaker one that can just summon swords. That's not really that hyper useful, I guess. Let's just cut her open, right? Whereas the church is like, how dare you do that to the sacred goddesses? That's, fuck you, military, that's bad. Whereas the military is like, we don't give a shit. Why would we fucking give a fuck, right? So you have this kind of like duality between the military being kind of shitty and the church being kind of shitty in their own unique shitty ways. And this is kind of leading to a head where, new mission established. We have a new character, a new member of the party has arrived. Our man with his bandana and he's doing the gambling. Oh, this guy's a scoundrel, cheating. Oh, that's not. Oh, I guess remove the hand. Thieves have their hands removed. Ali, it's just it's law. That's how it works. But yeah, he shows up and he cuts a guy's hand off right when he shows up. So he's a little bit interesting. We'll see how he goes. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good episode. So it was pretty alright. I don't really have like anything super big to say about it because it just felt kind of like we're in the downtime before the next big action, right? We're in downtime, learn a little bit about the world, learn a little bit. He likes poetry. He's reading about drunken poet, dragon lore stuff.
It is interesting to see that he is. Oh yeah, no, I'm reading poetry. I would be a poet if I didn't join the army. He would be.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there is interesting stuff going on in the episode, but I don't really want to go through like a whole fucking summary of just sort of downtime, establishment of lore, establishment of character, big thing. One of the bigger drops was actually with the liar man, the guy that's lying all the time. Turns out he was sentenced to be a hero because he actually accidentally told the truth. Because they're sentencing him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you've done all this fraud, and
the biggest fraud ever, scamming.
You tried to sell the castle to the fucking the circus, and all of this nonsense. Well, yeah, we don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
We care about the fact that you wrote this news article in the newspaper about how the corruption and the church has had." The Fae or whatever, like the corruption of the demon blight, right, is like in the church and is influencing the church. Yeah, that was actually true. The guy's just like, that was true. And our guy's like, wait, I made that the fuck up. That's not. Wait a minute. And it's like, oh, well, because we're going to have to do some fuckery with your seal to make sure that you're lying all the time, so you can't tell the truth or something. Like, they mentioned that there's like a special thing going into his seal, and that he's sentenced to be a hero and whatnot because of this, because he accidentally told the truth.
Yeah.
Very poetic. An interesting lore drop that again highlights that the church probably can't be trusted. Not great, not great. So yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna say that it's still really, really well done.
Yeah.
It's probably right up there with Seguri as some. I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I do want to. I do want to mention that the whole defend until you die, and then let's do some condition. Let's do some minor adjustments so we're not completely just expendable meat sacks that you can just toss aside.
Our wordsmith man is doing his magic.
He'll just turn and he'll just lies and speak through. He'll speak truths and tell lies at the same time.
Yeah, and hey, is there anything else you want? Yeah, I want this. Okay, anything else you want? Yeah, I want this. I want a pardon. Okay, forget about the pardon. Damn it, he got me everything except the pardon. He probably could have gotten me the pardon if he tried hard enough. But yeah, no, he's a fun character. I like him. He's cool. I like him. He's a funny man. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Really, I don't think we've got anything else to talk about. It was a fun little cast. We had a good time. Nice, fun time. Next time we'll find another video. We'll find something to do. We'll see how we go. But anyway, we will catch you guys next time. Have a good day, peeps.
I'll fix the intro thing. Bye.
Yeah, we'll fix.